All right, everybody, what's going on? What is going on? Hello, hello, hello. What is going on? I'm barely late. Barely late. I changed the time. Everybody saw I changed the time, right? I want to take a look back at one thing that we made during Egghead that we never revisited, which is the Egghead Bingo. Also, let's get the stream likes up to 100 real quick. Let me take a look at Egghead Bingo. Oh shit, I also started this stream by saying alright everybody. I think I always just start that. Nishita27 says only 10 minutes late. This is on time in Morj's books. Yes, essentially. We're essentially on time. Did I promise any prizes for Egghead Bingo? No, right? There were no prizes promised. I kind of just want to pull up what we had for that. Let's just pull this up. Just to see. We're not necessarily going to do a bingo for Elbaf unless people want to. But just for context, you know? Just to see what we're working with Egghead, okay? Yeah, okay. Alright, we got it. You guys can see stuff alright. Alright, cool. Yeah, okay, so this is what we had for Egghead Bingo, alright? Bonnie joins the crew, remains to be seen. Punk records destroyed, didn't happen. Iron Giant did get fucked up. We didn't really get this. Kizaru notable character shift. I think we gotta wait a chapter to see about that. No. Fuck, does Bingo just die right here? No, because we got more rows. Kizaru awakening, no. Name of Emu's weapon revealed. I mean, we know it's Uranus, probably. We know it's Uranus, right? So, like, it's not officially revealed, but we know it's an ancient weapon, right? Vegapunk basically said it's an ancient weapon. Uranus is the only one still out there. Like, do we give ourselves credit for that? Did we get that right? Hold on. Let me move chat around. Shanks brother reveal. I think that's a decent prediction. Hold on. Deshaun the Champ Hampton, always a great name. Thanks a lot for the 5, man. Union Buster Morj, god damn it. I've discussed with union reps and will come back with a new proposal. Please consider us prepared to strike next stream. All right, let's hear it. Also, let's get the stream likes up to 100 real quick. Morj puts out Wano and Else. Oh shit! All right, so this whole row is shot. Okay. More Gods Knights revealed. Didn't really happen, unless you count that silhouette, right? Frankie comes in clutch to save the day in some way. He helped with Mars. He did some stuff earlier too. He pulled Luffy out of the way. But we made this after that happened, so we're talking about something else. Mihawk finds someone post Egghead, so that's still in the works. Luffy finds out he has the Nika fruit. Did he find that out? I kind of forget. Crossco gets a new member before Elbaf. That could still happen. Sanji versus Mars. Sanji helped against Mars, so that did happen. Someone needs Kuma's fruit. No. Zoro versus Venus Juro did happen. Lilith gets on board. Yeah, this is pretty good. Kuma death, nope. Vivi, nope. Seraphim released, yes. New bounties, not yet. Saturn permanently defeated. Seemed like we had it there. So if we were to do it percentage-wise, we would say, this is what, 25? No, sorry, 30, right? No, 25, right? 5 by 5. Okay, so it's a 5 by 5. I'm gonna do a generous version. Doing it generously, we got 1. I don't think we got a bingo anywhere, right? There's no bingo anywhere that happened. Some could still happen, like Cross Guild getting a member, but I think we pretty much lost the... This row could still all come true. This row could still all come true. This row could still technically all come true. I don't think we're getting a bingo anywhere, but just percentage-wise, how close are we? I'm going to give us Bonnie joins the crew, even though it's not official yet. I'm just going to do a generous version of this. 1, 2, I'll be generous, say 3. I'm going to say 4, because this is pretty much correct, right? It's all but revealed. It's essentially revealed, right? No. I'll be generous, say 5. If we pretend that Silhouette guy's a God's Knight, I'll say 6. Say this is a 7. This is an 8. This is a 9. This is a 10. This could still happen. Okay, so if we're being extremely generous, we got 10 out of 25. And that's like a really, really... I think I'm being generous with the definition of the word generous here. But some things could still happen. So let's see. PG24 thanks the 2. All right, everybody, is your catchphrase. You say it a lot. Yeah, that's true. Uwu thanks the 2. My prediction, Nami and Robin, sexy outfits for Elbaf. That's based on Oda's current trends. Yes, that is likely the case. That dude does not give a fuck anymore. You see what he dressed up in for Egghead? It was just like, I don't care. Let's get the stream likes up to 100 real quick. All right, time to hear some demands from Deshaun the Champ Hampton. Thanks for the 5, man. 1, chat in stream waiting room if you will be late. I have to chat in the stream waiting room if you will be late. But if I'm late, if I have time to chat in the stream waiting room, wouldn't I just start the stream? Sincere apology to Oof, 30 plus seconds, non-negotiable. I apologize to Oof long ago. Chat chooses one stream topic every 2 months. I like that idea. But the problem is that you guys are always divided. There are times that I throw to the people, hey, what stream do you guys want to see? And then people are all divided. Some people are like, we want to see fucking Pokemon Adventures or something. Some people are like, we want to see you react to this random YouTube video. You guys are all divided, so that's what makes it difficult. I'm happy to let you guys pick stream topics, because for me, I gotta, like, if you guys just pick the stream topics, that would make my life a lot easier. 02657, thanks for the 5. I'll donate so you don't release the Watto analysis. Crocobob analysis when? 02657. You've been responsible for so many of the gifted memberships of this channel. I'm gonna not release the Watto analysis just for you, man. I'm just kidding. I will release it. Watto analysis coming on September 17th. All right? That's the plan. Fading Phase, thanks for the 2. Shanks' evil brother will show up in Elbaf. In Elbaf itself, he could just sneak in. That could be a thing. He could just sneak in. Do a poll. Poll solves all. No, I do the polls, but the polls are always split. There's never a time that the only times that all of chat wants something is if it's like something very clear and unifying. Like, oh, if there's a really hype episode out, most people want me to react to that. Or if the chapter just, if some big SBS reveal came out or V-Record or something. Generally, that's not the case. For example, if I do a poll right now on next stream topic, what would you guys pick? I have no idea. There's no way to say. Ender Anami says, Morj loves outsourcing to chat to picking stream topics would be a dream come true, lol. Yeah, I'm serious. I'm like, that doesn't have to be a union demand. I would happily let you guys pick. You guys are just also pretty divided on what you guys want. Poindexter, thanks to the 2, also donating so you don't release Watto analysis. All right, each donation I get for that, I'll move the analysis back 1 minute. That's not true. I like dropping at noon EST. I cannot compromise on that. A pumpkin flop. Okay. Yeah, we can start with this. All right. Pumpkin flop has an Elbaf chapter length prediction as a question. That's a good thing to bring up, actually. Here, first, let me do this. For this, we will do rewards for people's predictions. Much in the same way that we would do rewards for predicting the next chapter. So we'll do rewards for people's predictions. And one of the predictions you have to get right, or one of the predictions also that I'll just see who gets the closest to is Elbaf chapter count. All right. So let me just pull some shit up. 02657 says, did Morj ever dance or did I imagine that? I did the Bollywood dance a long time ago. Don't worry about that. Glitch 0 by 42. Thanks a lot. Let's go Elbaf. Yeah, let's go Elbaf. I'm excited for Elbaf. I'm kind of curious. Hold on. First of all, let me just gauge the temperature of the people. All right. How do we feel? That's a cool currency symbol. Yeah, I don't really know what that is. Let's get the likes up to 100 real quick. How do we feel? Okay. How good do you think Elbaf will be? Best. Okay. Top 5 arc in One Piece. Nah, it's hard to say. Okay, how do I do this? Top 5 arc, top 10 arc. Okay, I don't like how I ordered this poll. I don't like how I did the order of this poll, but just work with it. The order I did the poll, the order I did the options in, that's stupid, but I acknowledge that. Jensen Peters, thanks for the 2. After Egghead, so many parallels to Castle in the Sky. Castle in the Sky is it my favorite Ghibli movie? It's either that or Howl's Moving Castle, but that would just be because I saw Howl's Moving Castle first. I think I liked Castle in the Sky better, maybe, but Howl's has a more special place in my heart. It's been a while since I've seen Howl's, though. And yeah, like the Iron Giant and everything like that, the government trying to come after them. I agree that there are parallels, and like the entire thing takes in an island in the sky. And there's pirates in Castle in the Sky. They called themselves pirates, right? Space, like air pirates or something, or were they thieves? Cheesy Skull, thanks for making Yonka to remember for 2 months, man. Prediction: Kid will return, but Killer is dead. Okay. Let me start jotting some of these down. Okay, hold on. First, let's make this shit clear. Am I screen sharing right now? No. Let me screen share. Okay. All right. First of all, this is Elbaf predictions. And these are some big-ass, bold predictions for the arc, right? Big-ass, bold predictions. Okay. All right. Elbaf predictions. The fuck is this? All right. Okay. Let me add the rules, all right? Because this is predictions for the entire arc, right? There should be some grander sort of prize associated with it. Cash prize? No, that's ridiculous. I don't even know how. I guess I could PayPal people. I probably shouldn't do this without consulting other people, such as. Never mind. Okay. I gotta make sure if that's okay. There's a prize to be determined. It will be greater than being a moderator. That's all I can say. Prize to be determined, greater than being a moderator. Maybe free Pirate King tier for like a month or 2 or something like that. Plus you get to be a moderator. Maybe that's the answer. Free Pirate King tier for a month. Plus you get to be a moderator. Maybe more than a month. Maybe a little bit of time. I don't know how long. I gotta figure that out. I gotta figure out what's reasonable. All right. But yeah, we'll say there's some reward for this. All right. I should jot it down. Okay. So the people have it in writing, and I can't renege on this, right? Okay. Let's do rules. We'll add that to the rules. Okay. Rules. Guess what's happening in Elbaf, obviously. No, that's not even a rule worth putting down. It's fucking obvious, right? Must be specific predictions. Anything too broad or too easy won't be counted. Then 2, I could just look at what we normally do. What do we normally do for this? First of all, what's this one even? What is this even called? This is called Untitled. Okay, whatever. Must be specific. 2, if you can't just use a prediction someone else already made. It must be. You can't just use a prediction someone else already made. It must be unless you are substantially adding to it. So if somebody says like Blackbeard kills Shanks and Elbaf, right? Then you can't just do minor variations. You can't be like Blackbeard uses a sneak attack to kill Shanks. You can't be like Blackbeard tricks Shanks to kill him or something. You have to do something very, very substantial as an improvement on the previous person's prediction. So for example, Blackbeard and Shanks fight for 3 chapters before Blackbeard uses. This is maybe too specific, but Blackbeard uses a black hole to overpower Shanks' Conqueror's Haki or something like that. And Shanks manages to cut Blackbeard's eye on the way out. I don't know. Something, it needs to be substantial, so let's be very clear on that. Everyone who is correct gets mod at the end. The best prediction, so whoever makes the boldest prediction and gets it right, so only one person gets mod plus something else, probably Pirate King privileges for reason I thought there was a D in there. Privileged. For Private King privileges for a certain undetermined amount of time as of yet. Okay, there we go. There we go. All right. You guys can see the rules. Everyone can read the rules, right? How are people feeling about Elbaf? Top 5 arc in One Piece. At least top 10 arc, most people think. I didn't really give an option for like bad arc, I guess, but I think most of us feel like Elbaf will probably be pretty good. And some people think it'll be the best arc in One Piece. I don't know. It's one of the most built up arcs ever, so it could be really good. All right, let's get into it. Yeah, starting from here, make everything red. This works. Okay. Starting with Cheesy Skull. Kid will return, but Killer is dead. Fuck, do we want to do a bingo out of this? I forget. Kid will return, but Killer is dead. Whoops. I think Killer is dead. That'd be kind of crazy. Sorry, you think Kid will return, but Killer is dead. That would be kind of crazy. Oh shit! We just got some gifted memberships. Glitch 0 times 42. Thanks a lot. Thanks for the memberships, man. Holy shit, thanks a lot. Some people in chat, you gotta say thanks as well. Sonic Ranger, Bryson Tuttle, Big Ronnie, Akabatan, and Javok, you all got very lucky. So say your thanks to Glitch 0 times 42. Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it. 24th Hokage. Holy shit. Can you imagine how many... How come the history of Konoha is so short, right? Like, it's just a few generations back they made that village. It's just always kind of odd to me, because there were so many generations of ninja before that. I guess I just don't really understand. Like, the ninja before that, the Hashirama Madara period, just don't get talked about a lot. Even though we know that a lot of them were really strong, because it was that cycle of, like, Ashura and Indra fighting each other all those years, right? Or all those generations. 24th Hokage, thanks for the 5, man. After a year plus of grinding, I finally got into grad school. Hey, congrats! Classes for my MBA program began today. Keep chasing your dreams like Luffy, everyone. Yeah, congrats, man. That's really good to hear. Getting to grad school, that's a huge deal. You know you'll have a good career most likely set after that. So that's awesome, man. And I'm sure that if you grinded to get into grad school, you'll be able to get through grad school just fine. Mr. Crescent, thanks for the 5. Yo, Morj, what's up? It's been a minute, man. Haven't caught stream in a while, but have been keeping up with Tuesday videos. Awesome. I'm glad you're enjoying them. I graduated from undergrad, but looking forward to Wano analysis. A lot of school news coming from people. Yeah, watch out for it. Wano analysis, I'm aiming for September 17th. September 17th, that's the goal. Hi-yo, nice to see you. Thanks for the 5. You should make a video on possible Davy Back matchups / games. Cook-off, snipe-off guaranteed. Can see Nami and Jinbei Navigator / helmsman race. Ooh, a race again, but this time with Nami and Jinbei as a combo? That would be awesome. That would be really, really cool to see. Because last time, Nami was great in that race, but she wasn't exactly traveling with, sailors. So, like, it wasn't exactly fair. Whereas the other team had a fucking fishman on their side. But now Nami will have a fishman on her side. Colin Parker, thanks for the 10. 1083 shows the Holy Knights. Garling is off to the right. The one in the center is the same person in... Whoa. What are you talking about here? Let's take a look. See. 1083. Oh, yeah, this must have been when Dragon's talking about the Holy Knights, right? Okay, let's see. Oh, shit! Is this Garling? Yeah, because it seems like a crescent-type look. This seems... Oh, shit! Shuri said the world government has the final glyph. Holy Knights are the big bad of Elbaf. Everybody stop. Everybody fucking stop. Everybody stop right now. Everybody stop right now. Because Colin Parker might be a fucking genius. Hold on. First of all, we're going to put this down. Holy Knights are the big bad of Elbaf. That's from Colin Parker. Holy shit. If that's the case... Because here's the thing. The Holy Knights, they kind of function like a pirate crew in itself. There are 9 of them, right? There are 9 Holy Knights. let's take a look at some other dialogue. We're going down a bit of a rabbit hole. Spare me a second here, please, people. This shit's important, right? All right, 1081. Let's see. It's a government, man. The world government's got dark secrets of its own. Holy shit. But I don't... If they hold on to the stones, it means no pirate will ever reach the One Piece. I get it, but then why would they sail the seas? Why would they sail the seas with a road poneglyph on them? That's the one thing I would really dislike, because it would just seem very conveniently true for no real reason. Jordan Taylor, thanks for being a Yonko Cheer member for 23 months. Can't believe it has been a quarter century since Elbaf was named. 25 years, holy shit. The equivalent of the start of World War II, and we finally got there in the middle of Vietnam. Holy shit, that's a crazy way to think about it, but yeah. I'm not thinking about that. RPG901, thanks to the 2. Hello, Morj. The reward is a Bollywood dance. No, but that would be a reward for everybody. The idea is that only some people should get this. Only one winner. Hiyo, thanks to the 5. Prediction, Usopp versus Loki fight. David Goliath parallels. You should watch out for the video that's coming out tomorrow. Watch out for that video. But I'm going to put your prediction down. Usopp versus Loki. No need to really put that. K Maya. Wait, I'll just say fight to be more clear. K Maya, thanks for being a member for 12 months. Zoro and Sanji hunting contest 2.0. That is such a sick idea. I like that. That would... No. I pray to God that does not happen. I pray the community does not need... There is enough Zoro-Sanji conflict among the fan base and toxicity. There's enough of that without us getting another hunting contest. You know what that first hunting contest set us on a trajectory for? Fucking 3 decades of this... or a quarter century, sorry. Of this fucking just constant one-upsmanship and put-downs and negativity and just hate. And that was just from that first fucking starting hunting contest. We don't need another one of those. I'm going to put it down, obviously, because I don't think it's a bad guess, but I hope to God that Oda has enough of a pulse on the fan base to understand that the last thing that he needs to include at this point in the story is more Zoro-Sanji material for the fan base to rip itself apart over and ignore the actual, other aspects of the story that are going on, right? I pray to God that we do not get another hunting contest. That would be top 10 worst decisions by Oda, in my opinion. Because there's no winning once you do the hunting contest. You can't have someone be the point is, last time there was no winner, right? It was ambiguous as to who the winner was. And so if you do it again today, the only ways that you can do it is basically, if it's a tie again, that's the thing. Oda has to realize that if there's a hunting contest and it's a tie, it's not going to make both fan bases happy. It would make both fan bases happy if, Zoro fans argued that Zoro is stronger and Sanji fans argued that Sanji is stronger, but that's not the case. The fan base generally argues, Zoro fans generally argue that Zoro is much stronger than Sanji. Sanji fans generally argue that Zoro and Sanji are about equal. Maybe Zoro's a bit stronger, but they're about equal. So if the hunting contest is a tie, then yeah, on paper that's fair to both characters, but the Zoro fan base would be pissed off as fuck. So half your fan base is furious, right? A tie is exactly what Sanji fans want. Sanji fans are happy that hunting contest ended in a tie, whereas Zoro fans want to forget the hunting contest and say that it doesn't mean anything and that it never happened. That's the dilemma with these sort of things. Zoro fans, that's the same reason that they love the Zoro versus Luffy fight in Whiskey Peak, because it's that's that good shit. That's the dynamic that matters from now to the rest of the story, So it's the same reason you can't have Zoro fight Luffy again today. If it's a tie, then Zoro fans are happy and Luffy fans are fucking pissed as fuck, right? If Luffy wins outright, then Zoro fans are just going to be pissed as fuck, right? Oda, no more hunting contests. Can't do another hunting contest. We can't do one of these. It will just tear. It will be civil war. All right. Let's get the stream likes up to 100 real quick. Browshy, thanks for the 10 and thanks for your 3rd super ever. Thanks so much. Since it's almost Egghead analysis time, yeah, I'm going to be doing that for next week's video. Not tomorrow's video, next week's video. Unless something drastic happens at Egghead that indicates that if a scene begins on Egghead, so for example, something with Saturn, Emeth starts brewing right there that plays into the next chapter, then I unfortunately have to push off the Egghead analysis another chapter, but I would like to do it this very next week. Have you picked up on the fact that the arc most focuses on gods, fate, and the human spirit took place on an island of science and technology? So not that specifically, but I do agree that that is like a significant aspect of the arc, especially because of the Kuma-centric focus, who is, you know, a man of God, all of that. I'm not talking about that as much, but the human spirit aspect, that is a huge, huge, huge point that I will be discussing a lot in this arc analysis. Gerard, thanks for the 5. Hi, Morj. I'm finally not working on a stream night so I can catch this. Hey, thanks, man. I'm happy you were able to tune in. Stream topic idea. Ranking each Straw Hats fits every arc so far in the story. Ooh, that could be good. That could be good. But I feel like I'm not the best person that's a judge of fashion. I could do that. I remember I did one stream with Jay and Randy to rank the best character outfit or like character designs or whatever in One Piece or whatever. What's the word? It's not sauce. It's what's the word? What's the hip word for your clothing? What's the word for that? What's the word? I'm looking for a word here. What's the word? Somebody tell me the word while I remember. I don't even remember at this point. Anyone know? Yeah, drip. There we go. I don't even remember the fucking word. So, I'm not the best. I remember when I did that stream, they had so much criteria that I did not even think about. I was just like, this looks good. And then they were like, no, it's not good. And here's all the reasons why. And I was just like, okay, I guess that's... guess you guys are right. So I'm a little embarrassed to do a drip competition. But I could do it. We could see. That is a good stream idea. I do agree. Goomba Boomba, thanks for the 2. I think it would just be heavily personal. I think I would lead with pointing out that this would be a very... Maybe I'd let chat do a lot of the voting, and then I would just do my personal preferences of what I think is cool, and we might just roll with that. Because I think if I try and do any sort of, like, not objective, you know what I mean, more fashion-critical sort of ranking or something, people have a lot of issues with how I rate things, I think. But that could be a really good idea. Wait, I got to not screen share for a second. Let me go into stream topic ideas, which I don't need you guys to see everything. Actually, I'll just jot down a simple note. That's a great stream idea. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. See, I'm always happy with crowdsourcing stream ideas. This is a random note. There's 2 streams that I want to do that I know people don't want to listen to in general. Like the broader stream public, so I might just do it members only or something like that. Members and Patreon members, I don't know, or I just do it a side stream. I want to do a top 10 NBA players list going into 2024-25 season, and because now we're done with Olympics and all of that stuff, and I want to do FromSoft bosses tier list before I get into Elden Ring. Goomba Boomba, thanks for the 2. My prediction, the return of Afro Luffy. Fucking love that idea. I don't know if Oda will go back to that, honestly, because it was like a one-time... seems more like a one-time thing, but if he does, that'd be awesome. Thank you, Goomba Boomba. I appreciate that. Sorry. Hiyo, thanks for the 5. Actually, for Nami Jinbei race, would make it more interesting to have them blind to truly show her navigation skills. I don't know if they're gonna... Is that your prediction? I don't know if they're gonna be blind. I think that's kind of a wild prediction. I could put that down as a prediction for you. Sure, I could put that down as a prediction. I'll put it down as... Why not? Nami, Jinbei participate in Davy Back Fight race, and Nami has to be blind. Seems very specific, but, you know, anything's possible. Oh, Jordan Vance, thanks for your first... Jordan Vance, all right, cool. My Elbaf prediction is Lilith will upgrade Frankie. Thanks for your first super ever, man. Thank you. Lilith upgrading Frankie, I do like that idea a lot. Especially because Sanji even talked about that with he saw Queen's lasers and he was talked about how Frankie could use that. So maybe Lilith could upgrade him. Let's upgrade Frankie. Yusuf, thanks a lot. Thoughts on Jujutsu Kaisen ending in Chapter 5. Also, Emu face reveal. All right, let's pause real quick here. Let me get Hunters in real quick before I... Shiki will return. I don't know about that, man. We're going to talk about Jujutsu Kaisen for just a hot second. Because I just need some context. Let me get Dick so small. I piss on my balls as well. Usopp and his slingshot. I like this a lot. Fed... Hito no Mi model Thor. So I'm not going to say that I believe that specifically will happen, but I might give you partial points if his slingshot is fed a fruit in general. Because what's funny is that Usopp's slingshot already eats things, right? It literally eats stuff. So it could definitely eat a devil fruit. So I think that's a great idea. I think that you might be going almost too specific with it. Like, you don't have to be that specific. But yeah, Usopp's slingshot eating a devil fruit. I like that idea a lot. So Jujutsu Kaisen ending in 5 chapters. Oh, you said emu face reveal is your guess. Okay, yeah, I can put that down. Emu face reveal. I feel like that might be too easy. Because we know we're going to get, at this point, we know we're going to get Emu's face reveal either post Egghead Island or during the Elbaf arc, right? It's not going to be after that. So I don't know if that's too easy. I don't know if I can give you that, man. I mean, if you get it correct, I would say it's too simple for prediction to get you the whole win. But I would say, yeah, I don't know. I'll ask the people. Is emu face reveal bold enough of a prediction to make the board? I don't know about that one. That's gray area for me. Also, let's get the streamlights up to 100 real quick. I'll let the people see what's fair. Because, like, we accept, like, emu face reveal when you're predicting that's going to happen, like, next chapter or something. That's bold. Elbaf is... I think it'll depend. It also will depend on what we view as post-Egghead Island versus Elbaf. My view of emu face reveal, it's almost a 50-50 coin flip, because either it's going to happen in the post-Egghead bit, or it's going to happen over the course of Elbaf. Maybe it happens after Elbaf or later. I think that's very unlikely, but, you know, it could happen. I think I'm biasing I should just stop talking. I think I'm biasing the viewers as I speak, though. That might not have been super fair. Although the percentage was already skewing a bit towards no. I think it's tight. I think I'm just gonna say no. I'm sorry, man. I think I just gotta say no. Because it gets into the territory of if we open the door to that, then we start opening the door to too many other things. All right, let me keep catching up. Okay, I have questions about Jujutsu Kaisen as I'm looking at the next stuff. All right, I got questions on Jujutsu Kaisen. All right, how are Jujutsu Kaisen fans feeling about the ending right now? I am personally kind of shocked to hear, just from where I know the story's at, that it's ending in 5 chapters, because I can't imagine how... I'm not 100% caught up, but I generally know what's happening right now. 5 chapters sounds very, very low to me. I've heard people saying that it'll be worse than the My Hero ending, and a lot of people I know didn't like that. Kirby and Hales Jotaro, thanks a lot for the 7, man. Update, I finished Arlong Park in my coloring One Piece manga journey. Also, my prediction is the Grand Fleet shows up. Dude, that's awesome, and thanks for your 5th super ever. I mean, there is a colored manga, so is this more of like a personal, like... I know. Oh, you're physically coloring it, right? As far as I understand, unless I'm mistaken, which is very different because there's no physically colored volumes. I also like the translations much better with these colored volumes. Also, these are official color. I don't know. My prediction is the Grand Fleet shows up. That's a good prediction. I think that could definitely happen. Dick so small, I piss on my balls. Thanks for the 2. Loki is married to Uta. Oh my god. Okay, I gotta put it down. I think I gotta leave space for more accurate, for more realistic predictions. Okay, how about I put it down, and then if we need space, then then we open it up. Julian Criswell, thank you for the 10. Being generous, I think Vegapunk didn't tell the world government was evil because it goes against the theme of the story, Fishman Island, where you need to see for yourself and decide what is evil. I'm perfectly okay with that. That is not the issue that I had with that, right? The issue I had is that regardless of placing morality in anyone's hands, it's totally different from just saying the people that are using the ancient weapon, the person that York communicated with, was Marijua, who she gave the Mother Flame to, right? That's okay. That's objective. That's not subjective morality. That's just objective, which is telling the people something that is objectively helpful for them to know to allow them to survive, which is who is who is the person that is trying to kill all of you. That's okay, right? You can tell people that, right? That's not the same as deciding, hey, who's a good guy or bad guy. You could hear, because you're allowed to hear that, hey, the world government is factually, objectively going to kill you all, and you could still be like, well, I think they're good guys. That's okay. That's subjective. Vegapunk doesn't have to say anything about that. That's not the point, though, which is what he told them is just wildly unhelpful. It only tells them about a problem without telling them the source of the problem. It is always factually, objectively more helpful to tell people what the source of the problem is when you're telling them the problem. Like, the mental gymnastics people are going through to try and argue that what Vegapunk did is, like, not a stupid thing, or, like, trying to justify why it makes sense, is insane. It's like if we fucking heard tomorrow that a country is going to try and invade us, or a country is going to nuke all of us, right? If we heard tomorrow, hey, a country is going to nuke all of us, would it be more helpful than for us to know which country is trying to nuke us? Probably, right? Is it helpful whatsoever for us to hear that a country is trying to nuke us without knowing whatsoever what the source is, right? Because we could do things to try and protect ourselves, get in bunkers, etc., but we could also do those things and more if we knew what the source was. Always more information is better, and hearing what the source of the problem is objectively the most valuable information that you can give when you're introducing a problem like that. Like, it's absolutely insane to argue otherwise. I've seen people argue that... Also, what annoyed me with last chapter review is, like, a lot of comments were saying, like, no, Morj, what Vegapunk did is okay because this or that. Almost every single thing that was placed in the comments was talked about in the video, directly addressed, and pointed out why it's incorrect. But people did not watch that part, or they typed too quickly or something like that. That annoys me anytime I see that. And then the other part of it is that you see a lot of headcanoning, because lots of people give different reasons as to why Vegapunk did what he did. If everybody's giving a different reason, then that means that there's not actually something that's clear in the story as to why he did what he did, and it means that you're trying to fill in the blank with your own decision or your own headcanon of why this happened, right? If everybody's got a different version of why Vegapunk did what he did, then guess what? It probably wasn't that clear in the story why Vegapunk did what he did, and the reality is that there was no logical reason. I don't know, man. One thing I've seen people say is that, like, it would cause too much chaos if he said that the world government is the one blowing them up, but he basically... It causes chaos regardless if you tell everybody that the world is flooding, you're all going to die because a weapon is going to be fired over and over that will kill you, right? That already causes a shit ton of chaos, and you're telling everybody about this war between the world government or whatever. You've already told everybody the things that will cause chaos. That's already been done, right? The only thing you're not giving them is a solution. Like, hey, the source of the problem would be these guys, right? So it's already done. Like, it's already, we already know, you know? Like, the incentive, or I mean, the what do you call it? Ignition for chaos, lighting the match and throwing it into the gasoline, that's already been done. You're just not telling people where the fucking fire hydrant is. That's it. You're not telling people what to do about it, right? So I don't like that as an argument. And then finally, I've seen some people argue that, well, the world government might start its great cleansing if they knew that, if Vegapunk said that they're the bad guys. but the world government has no incentive to not do a great cleansing now. Remember, the world government already wanted to do a great cleansing. That was going to happen regardless of Vegapunk's speech or not. They fucking talked about that in chapter 807 or whatever, right? That's always going to happen. The fact that they're getting their hands on the Mother Flame and nuking islands, etc., to test it out, it's already like that ball's already, that ship has sailed. That's happening no matter what, right? You could argue, well, Vegapunk didn't know that, but Vegapunk telling the whole world that, hey, somebody's going to keep firing this weapon at you guys till you all die, that means that causes the same issue, which is now that the world government knows that all the people know that this is going to happen, they're obviously going to, the great cleansing is obviously going to be triggered or hurried along by Vegapunk, regardless of whether or not he actually points them out as the bad guys, right? You get to the same problem at the end of the day. It's just that you're not offering the people a solution with the version that Vegapunk did things. That's my thoughts on that. Still haven't seen any good counter arguments to that. All right, let's get the streamlights up to 100 real quick. Gabriel Lantis, thanks for the 2. Yuruj will fight and beat NL. I like that because it involves Yuruj again, and I like seeing NL get his ass kicked. Umair, thanks for the 2. Egghead is now over. Top 30 stream soon. Oh, shit. Yeah, we got to do top 30 stream soon. Do you want to do that? I think let me wait till post Egghead so we get, because post Egghead we'll probably get some more interactions. We might get to see like cross guild versus somebody, so like Mihawk versus an Admiral or something like that. So I'm going to wait till post Egghead a little bit, but top 30 stream within the next several streams for sure. Luis Roberto, thanks for the 5. Blackbeard currently stands a chance against Shanks with Green Bull distance attack, and the ability to negate devil fruits. I think that Blackbeard is still not ready for Shanks. I don't think Blackbeard thinks he's ready for Shanks. Blackbeard himself ran away from Rayleigh because he didn't really feel, Rayleigh himself was like, I can't beat him, but based on my reputation, that's why Blackbeard didn't want to fight me. Blackbeard so far has been in the habit of only picking fights where he's very confident that he'll win, right? So he and his entire crew rolling up on Amazon Lily to ambush Boa Hancock, right? Or he and his entire crew ambushing Law, and not entire crew, but sorry, it's not entire crew each time, but when he's going in with an advantage, right? Like me and my crew were ambushing Boa Hancock, right? Me and my crew were ambushing Law, right? He's picking fights that he knows that he's going to win. I just think that if he had that much trouble against Law, he's not ready yet to take on Shanks. I think it needs a third fruit, no matter how it goes. Maybe he already has that third fruit and is just saving it for whatever reason. I personally think it's more likely that he needs to attain the third fruit, and that's why he's kind of holding off. The Blackbeard pirates in general are being written in this sort of transitory period of getting stronger, right? Because even Van Augur was talking about how, like, I'm still training, I need to get better with my devil fruit, I can't do certain things just yet, right? So Oda's placed them as sort of developmental stage at the moment, right? So I don't think Blackbeard's quite ready to take on Shanks just yet. Jared Lee, thanks to the 5. Zoro will learn the Hakoku technique or steal it. Oh, I like that. I like the prediction. Zoro will learn Hakoku technique or steal it. A la Kinemon. Ignorant Weed, thanks for being a Pirate King tier member for 11 months, man. Usopp feeds devil fruit to his Kabuto. So unfortunately, the Usopp feeding a devil fruit to his slingshot has already been covered. And I'm going to give Dick So Small a Pistol on My Balls credit regardless if it's the Thor or not. If it's the Thor model, then guaranteed he probably wins the whole prediction thing. But I'm going to give him credit regardless because he went so specific with it. So unfortunately, this doesn't meaningfully build on an existing prediction. So fortunately, Ignorant Weed, I'm very sorry. Maybe I was blocking some of the text before, but I cannot add that prediction to this list here. If you got another one, let me know. The Neon Frequency, thanks to the 5. A bit of a stretch, but if Bonnie is Kuma's memories and Lilith is on the boat, can she restore Kuma? Would we even want that? Oh, shit. 1, no. I would personally really not want that. 2, I'm thinking that even if it's not Bonnie who does it, I feel like Pudding could just do it. And I feel like if we're on a collision course with Blackbeard pirates and Pudding at a certain point, because here's the thing, Pudding's memory fruit has never really come into play in the story in any sort of meaningful way. The plot barely changes with her because the memory fruit's a very, very interesting fruit plot-wise. But the only times that it's been used are to erase Reiju's memory which is really fucking minor because you could just, like, it's not a big deal for the plot, right? Oda could have just not written the Reiju scene in the first place. I mean, he did, because that's how Sanji finds out and everything, but it's not a big deal. Like, it was just for Sanji to find out in a way, right? There's other ways that the memory fruit could have been involved, or maybe Reiju is just, like, if Pudding didn't have the memory fruit, maybe Reiju's just out of commission or something like that for the Tea Party or something. I don't know. I did not feel like the memory fruit, it was a big deal in Whole Cake the way it was written. And then the other thing was just erasing the kiss that she had with Sanji, which is, again, a very, very minor use. It's more of like a nice little character sweet thing, like bittersweet sort of thing, right? Pudding makes it so that Kuma's memories can be restored because Bonnie has those memories. Memories and consciousness, if Lilith can... I don't know. It was even implied that Vegapunk was trying to think of some sort of failsafe. I just don't want to think about all that, honestly. Reflexy, thanks for being a member for 18 months, man. Shanks versus Usopp. I'm not trolling, please believe me. Hey, I'll put it down. If you're right, you're right. Dick so small, I piss on my balls. Thanks for the 2. I picked Thor because North/Elbaf and Nami as Zeus. Oh, that's an interesting point. I like that. Wolves, thanks for the 2. Usopp will get some version of Mjolnir. I've heard that one before. I like that, though. So we'll give you credit if it's like a giant hammer or whatever. Or just some hammer, like some cool-ass hammer. K Maya, thanks for the 2. Emu sends AW to take out Elbaf. Uses ancient weapon. Okay, Emu tries to take out the... Emu uses ancient weapon on Elbaf. I could see that, if he can use it. Why wouldn't you use it? All your enemies are collected there, right? Jack D. Slime, thanks for the 2. Prediction, Strahd's return to Sky Island. That's probably going to be correct just because the top of Elbaf's tree goes to Sky Island. I'll put it. Like, it's a good prediction. I'm just like, is it too easy? But we'll put it. I also just view Sky Islands as less meaningful now because, like, we were just on a Sky Island again. Gerard Williams, thanks for the 2. Big Elbaf tree goes down. Holy shit, that's a bold prediction. Big Elbaf tree goes down. Gerard Williams. You guys remember when Kizaru first showed up at Saboti and knocked down those gigantic trees with a kick? And then we all, like, the light power reveal was kind of insane. MJ, thanks a lot. Advanced/new hockey power system revealed. I like that because I do believe that's potentially a thing. Advanced/new hockey power system revealed. MJ. Tamor Iqbal, thanks for the 7. There's a Hindi movie called Iqbal that I really like. It's about a deaf cricket player. I think it's a really, really good movie. He's deaf, right? He's deaf. He has some... Yeah, I think that's the main thing. He's deaf. Lost my train of thought. Do you think the memory erasing tech Vegapunk used was also utilized on a larger scale during the Void Century to help erase any evidence of what happened? So somebody last stream pointed out the title, right? The title being the Void Fortnite, and that was a really, really good point. Because it plays into one other significant thing that I thought about, which is the same way that Doflamingo was able to erase Dressrosa's history was by erasing people's memories via Sugar's fruit. But in this case, it could potentially be done by technology. So I think that that's a fantastic point. It would explain a lot as to why everybody's memories were lost as to the Void Century. So that's something to talk about another time for sure. Gabriel Lantis, thanks for the 2. Vegapunk, he's worried world government will cleanse faster if named. Again, this is something that you have to headcanon in because it's not something that's implied, period, in terms of Vegapunk's speech. It's basically, to me, that sort of thing is just trying to figure out some sort of logical reason, which is never implied once to be part of Vegapunk's thought process, and we can see his entire thought process, right? So it's not implied there whatsoever. 2, he's worried Vegapunk world government will cleanse faster if named. Why would they cleanse faster if they're named versus just finding out about this in the first place? What's the difference? To be fair, we, the reader, already know that the world government wants to cleanse everybody, right? We know that's already a thing. Why would they choose to do that faster whether or not, regardless of whether or not they're named, right? The entire world is now on high alert that they're being flooded, right? The entire world is being thrown into chaos by this. Obviously, at that point, like, no matter what, you're pushing the world government to do something maybe faster than they would otherwise do, right? So no matter what, that happens. And you talk about the world government a shit ton in your speech, right? There's functionally no difference, because the only thing that changes between the things that are happening are basically people find out about ancient weapons, people realize that they're all going to die, people are going to be thrown into chaos, they know that the world government is deeply involved with it. Those are the things that are established with Vegapunk's speech, right? The only two options are people believe it, and then there's max chaos, right? And then the world government realizes that they have to cleanse, or people don't believe it, and the world government gets some leeway, right? Nothing changes if the world government is also added, like outright named as like they're the ones that are firing the ancient weapons, right? Nothing is added if nothing changes, because all it comes down to is, do people believe it or not, right? If people believe it, it'll be the same amount of chaos, same amount of panic, same amount of discussion, at least, about the world government, right? If people don't believe it, then nothing really happens. Both ways that happens. And what's interesting is I also saw a lot of arguments of people saying, not that Vegapunk's worried the world government will cleanse faster if named. I saw a lot of people saying that Vegapunk didn't want to outright name the world government, but he laid all the clues so that people could figure out it's the world government. It's like, well, then that's the fucking same thing, because if you're laying out all the clues that people realize it's the world government, then from the world government's perspective, that's the same thing as them basically, like, if they see everybody rising up and being like, you guys are the bad guys, it's the same result. So the cleansing wouldn't really change there either way. What's the fucking, like, lastly, worrying about the world government cleansing faster if named, not named, etc., right? The point is not the speed of them cleansing, right? The point is there a way to get people a solution? Like, point people to the source. If Vegapunk's, like, that's the only way to solve the problem, right? Point people to the source, allow them to deal with the problem, right? Ideally through some sort of revolution. That solution cannot happen if the people are never told what the source is, right? So, essentially, if you lay out this problem for the people, provide no solution, don't point out the source or anything like that, right? Then all that happens is there's chaos. The world government might be itching to start their cleansing sooner, and then everybody just dies maybe the next week, right? If the world government feels like it. Or the world government doesn't feel like it, maybe let people mull around in panic for a long time and then wipe them out next month. Either way, the time frame doesn't matter. People are just in chaos and they don't know what to do and they don't know what the source is, right? The time frame does not matter. The time frame, I guess you could argue, well, it gives time for like some heroes like Luffy or something like that to save the day, but that wasn't the purpose of Vegapunk's speech, right? Alternative reality, Vegapunk says the world government is trying to kill you all. Now you actually have room for rebellion or something like that, right? Now you actually have room for action to take place. Now you have room for, like, there's people who are taking action already, Revolutionary Army, etc. People can join the Revolutionary. People can take action. People can do stuff. It is always better to tell the source of the problem than just to tell people a problem and just let them mill about till the problem eventually kills them, because they have no idea where to fucking point their efforts towards, right? I don't even know, man. I've seen so many different headcanons as to what Vegapunk was secretly thinking. That in it itself, like, the fact that so many people have different made-up ideas of what Vegapunk was thinking and his logic as to not telling people, that in and of itself is proof that there was none of this actually written into the story, and none of this was the actual intent. The Vegapunk speech having such a big, blatant hole in the middle of it was just a logical error in the writing, right? Because if everybody else is making up a unique headcanon, then that means that none of them are really correct, right? Not a Pro 64, thanks to the 2. Yuruj will finally show up in Elbaf. We already got one that's more specific, so unfortunately I gotta roll with this. Goobum Booba, thanks for the 2. Strahd's visit Asgard at the top of the big tree. I'll say I can add that, because I think that's a substantial improvement if you're claiming it's Asgard, right? I think that's a substantial build off of the idea of a sky island, right? Asgard is at the top of the tree. Straw Hats visit it. Georgios Afukaltudis, thanks a lot. Cup, thanks for the 2. One of the Yonko invades Elbaf, not Shanks. One of the Yonko invades Elbaf, not Shanks. Yeah, that's a cool idea. I mean, it could. The thing is that it could just be. No, I'm not gonna include that because I think that's a bit too broad. I think even guesses like the Blackbeard pirates show up or the Cross Guild shows up, that's stuff that's talked about so generally and so popularly that I don't think it should fit into this, because a lot of people already believe that Blackbeard or Cross Guild or someone will show up, right? It's generally talked about. So I'm sorry, Cup, but I got to leave that out. Dick so small, I pissed on my balls with another prediction. Thanks for the 5. Mihawk cuts the sea. Think like Moses. Splitting through Impel Down so inmates can escape to Cross Guild. That would be awesome, but the problem is that it would just kill the vast majority of people in Impel Down. There's a shit ton of Devil Fruit users there, and they're way deep underwater. But I'm going to put your idea down regardless, because, you know, it would be cool to see happen. And I guess Mihawk probably wouldn't give a shit how many people die there. It would be pretty funny. It's like, all right, we saved the city, Patrick. And it's like, all of Impel Down is just dead. That'd be funny as fuck. Mihawk cuts. Is this supposed to be medium? No, it's supposed to be large. Medium cuts the sea and frees Impel Down prisoners so they can join Cross Guild. Dick so small, I piss on my balls. Oops. Alright, there we go. Primo Showtime. Thanks for the 5, man. Oh, shit. What's going on here? Okay, I'm running slightly behind. Luffy and Shanks don't meet just yet. That is a very bold prediction. Luffy and Shanks... I gotta start saving some space. Luffy and Shanks don't meet in Elbaf. Primo Showtime. Julian Criswell, thanks for the 5. I don't disagree with you. I do think anyone can say X group is a terrorist, but we know in the real world not everyone will listen. Rightfully so. Yeah. I agree, but at the end of the day, it's like, does it cause some action? There's we're not just talking civilians here. We're talking like leaders of nations, countries, stuff like that. Do they take action? Point DXter, thanks for the 5. Elbaf will be a 3-way Davy Back Fight with Straw Hats, Shanks, and Cross Guild. Yeah, I mean, that's specific enough. I'm biased because I've talked about that in multiple videos, so I already view that as happening, but I agree that that's not a common consensus necessarily. 3-way Davy Back Fight between Straw Hats, Shanks, Cross Guild. I think that it could be more involved because it's just like, yeah, what if the fucking kid pirates are involved, stuff like that. Manifest Joe, thanks for the 5. Morj, I have a prediction for the cover story. I think at some point we will see Sukiyaki teaching Momo the old Kazuki / Seastone / Poneglyph lore. Oh, shit. I like that a lot. Unfortunately, that's not going to go on this, although that could happen in Elbaf, but I do think they could be very right with that. Fuck it, I'll put it on this, and then if you turn out to be right, then we'll just count you as being right. You know, even if it's not quite in Elbaf. Sukiyaki teaches Momo. I'll say Poneglyph stuff specifically. Manifest Joe. Just to make it a bit more specific. John678, Usopp sacrificed to protect Luffy from Shanks. What the fuck? I mean, that's a crazy prediction to me. I thought you were going to say Blackbeard or something. If you get that correct, then you win the whole thing. That is actually insane to me. I think I'm past evil Shanks, personally. I'm on board with evil brother Shanks, but Shanks himself being evil, I'm past that. Taka, thanks for the 5. I think on the side, we'll be seeing Blackbeard take over Wano and take the ancient weapon. Oh, I love that. Blackbeard takes over Wano and takes ancient weapon. I don't know if he'll take over Wano just because Wano took so much time to be freed. It would be like, oh my god, we got to do all this shit over again. We spent 150 chapters taking care of this shit. We leave him for 1 week, and then they get taken over by another Yonko crew. Maybe Wano doesn't really deserve to be freed. You know? I don't know. In my opinion, I think it'd just be like, all right, we just let them. I know a lost cause when I see it, you know? But taking the ancient weapon, I'm on board with that. Anuj Agrawal, thanks a lot for being a Yonko tier member for 23 months. Always good to see you, man. Seriously. Kuma dies on the way to Elbaf. Okay, I would love that. I don't know if it's going to happen. but that'd be my preference. I would obviously love to see it. Declan Murphy, thanks for the 2. I made the Elbaf tree prediction earlier. Oh, what Elbaf tree prediction? What was the shit? Did I forget to put your name? Big Elbaf tree goes down? Declan Murphy, can you elaborate? Did I misattribute one of these to you? To somebody else? Sorry about that. Did I misattribute one of these to you? To somebody else? Can I get some clarification right there? I'm not saying they deserve to be slaves. I'm just saying that maybe they don't deserve help anymore at that point. Like, come on, man. We set you guys up real good. You still have, like, your natural borders and everything like that. You know, you've got all the famously strong samurai that the world government talks so much about. You got 2 fucking Duke minks sitting around there now, too. I don't know. Declan Murphy says they made the prediction. I just said it first. Did I read it out loud first? If I can't control when I see you read certain things. Did I read it out loud on stream? I don't know who said each thing first in chat at the end of the day. Unless your super was much earlier and I missed your super. So I'm sorry about that. Yeah, we're gonna talk slightly about Jujutsu Kaisen just towards the end. Just towards the end. Not during the meat of this stream. Souse, thanks for being a Pirate King tier member for 12 months. Usopp awakens Conqueror's Haki. Oh, yeah, shit. I'll put that shit down. Yeah. Watch tomorrow's video. It's heavily Usopp-centric. Kid is hailed as a hero for defeating Big Mom and is kept alive. Oh, shit. That is actually a good point. That could happen. I love that point because that's a route to the Giants, like, potentially... Like, it gives a reason for why the Giants wouldn't just, like, let Kid die at the bottom of the ocean. And, kept... I'll just say Kid is... Yeah, hailed... I'll say it. And kept alive for defeating Big Mom. And they don't even know about the TNT. That's the thing. They don't know that the TNT shit happened. They don't know that it was all a lie. Good for Kid, man. Ryan Dufour, thanks though too. Prediction: we will see Joy Boy's ship on Elbaf. That's an interesting prediction. We will see Joy Boy's ship. Wait, you're saying on Elbaf? On Elbaf itself? That's crazy. That might happen though. That falls in the territory of could happen. K-Maya, thanks to 2. Vivi shows up on Elbaf, rejoins the Straw Hats. Okay. Vivi shows up, rejoins Straw Hats at Elbaf. That's K-Maya. I'm gonna have to shrink the font in a second. Black BB, thanks to the 5. If there's a Mjolnir, if there's a Abrar Ahmed says Morj, did not add the name for who made the prediction for Shanks versus Usopp. Fuck. Who made the prediction? Shanks versus Usopp. Who made that prediction? Does anyone remember? Reflexy. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, Reflexy. I didn't mean to do you like that. I'm sorry, man. All right. Chris Morales says it's me. Was it Chris Morales? It was Reflexy. Okay. All right. Worst case, we have the it was Reflexy, says Akash Panda. I trust Akash Panda. I trust Reflexy obviously, but there's a lot of people trying to jump in and claim that one. I personally don't even think it'll happen. So I think you guys are fighting over a prediction that's like not the end of the world, in my opinion. BP, thanks for the 5. If there's a Mjolnir, maybe only those with Conqueror's Hockey can pick it up, and that's how we find out Usopp has it. Oh, I love that idea. Yeah, I think that's an interesting enough addition to the Usopp Awakens Conqueror's Hockey idea that I'm going to put that down. Mjolnir can only be lifted by... That's how we find out Usopp has it. I love that. That would be really cool, because that's a cool way to do it. Okay, first step, we're just going to move everything up, right? Moved up. Move up. I can save space here. No, because you guys need to be able to read the rules. Let's start with this. Start with moving everything up. Then we continue to save space as needed. Okay. The Neon Frequency, thanks to the 5, man. My prediction is the Straw Hats meet a guide similar to the squirrel Ratokor from Norse mythology that will guide them up the world tree. Okay, I like that. I'm just going to say Straw Hats meet... I'm not going to say squirrel guide. I'll just say guide. Who leads them up world tree. The Neon Frequency. Can I move all this to the side a bit? Yeah? Yeah, I like that. Alright. Yeah, just about fits. That means I can make some space up here. Nah, these are all one-line things. Yeah, Goomba Boomba, I can move your name up. Yeah, I kinda can move you. Slide shift here. Alright, good enough. We'll rearrange as needed. Okay. Luis Roberto, thanks for the 5. My question was more so about how hockey is so OP now, even with, I see, even with a third fruit, Blackbeard's strategy to depend on devil fruits aged like milk. I think it would be really... So the thing is, Blackbeard at least has armament hockey himself, right? He at least has armament hockey himself. I don't think it's, like, shoddy armament hockey, because it's, like, you know, he... Is it here? He was able to at least defend against the Seraphim, right? It's not just that it's a Seraphim, but he defended against an attack that's essentially like a mountain cutting, whatever size you want to call this, but like a mountain cutting slash, right? So it's not shitty hockey. I just don't think he has Conqueror's hockey necessarily. But I think, like, to me, a lot of us imagine that Luffy's final pirate fight will be Blackbeard. Whether you think that's the final fight or not, a lot of us feel like that's Luffy's final fight. I kind of go back to Kaido's final words to Luffy, which I think are very interesting, which is, Luffy does get through this fight despite being worse than Kaido at hockey, right? Thanks to his devil fruit. But Kaido's pretty adamant that you're not going to become Pirate King because of your fruit powers, right? Hockey is what really matters. I feel like Blackbeard is going to be the ultimate example of a character who loads up on so many powerful devil fruits, like the Gurugor, like the strongest Paramecia in terms of destructive force, like the Gurugoromi, the strongest Logia, in terms of abilities, the Yami no Mi, and then possibly an extremely powerful Paramecia or something to round things out. I think he's just going to have so much going for him devil fruit wise that it may be enough to overpower, plus with maybe some cheating or trickery as he's known for, maybe it would allow for him to beat someone like Shanks, but then Luffy is ultimately able to beat Blackbeard. I think that's definitely possible. Sorry, I misunderstood your question earlier. Mayer, thanks for the 5. Mayer, thanks... Mayer. I don't know how to pronounce this. Mayer, thanks for the 5. We learned that Elbaf is only primitive on the ground. As you go higher, the tree becomes more technologically advanced it is, and have tech from the void. Oh, shit. That would be a dope idea. Higher up you go the tree, more technologically advanced it gets. That's a really cool concept. Rage, thanks for the 5. Prediction, Luffy gets told the truth about his Gear 5 form by the Giants and how important he is and understands yes/no. That's a good prediction. I just don't know if that's too broad or easy. You know what I mean? Like, is it too broad or too easy? Um, like, because we're already kind of there. I'm gonna not include that. I think that's a little too easy. Luffy just because we're already kind of there. They're already talking about it. You know. It would just be natural that it happens next arc. It might not, just because it's One Piece. So like sometimes things just don't go unexplained to characters, but we're like right there. You know. Also, let's get the likes up to 150 real quick. Axador, thanks for the 2. Foxy will join Shanks' fleet. Not a joke. Oh, shit, I could see that. I mean, he would fit perfectly with he would fit perfectly with the weak characters of Shanks' fleet. Cup, thanks for the 2. Barto is somehow imprisoned by red-haired pirates. Oh shit! If they captured Bartolomeo, because he did burn their flag, Bartolomeo is captured by red-haired pirates. That would be fucking funny as fuck. Isis, good to see you again, man. Isis1155. What's your prediction? Zoro clashes with Shanks. Yamato will see/meet Kaido again. Find a better way to get predictions from chat, from regular chat. Dude, there's so many fucking predictions. Hold on. Zoro clash with Shanks. I'm always gonna give priority to making sure I read the supers, etc. And then as we catch up on that, then usually I'm able to get stuff from regular chat. Zoro clash with Shanks. I guess these are 2 separate ones. Zoro clash with Shanks. I don't want to overload with people giving multiple predictions for the same thing, so I'll do this. I'll add this to the rules after this, which is like try and do just one prediction if possible, because otherwise people will just try and cram in a lot of predictions. See/meet Kaido again. So this also predicts that Kaido's still alive, which I don't know, because what you just mean is burning dead carcass at the bottom of Wano. Oh, JWP, thanks so much, man. All right, several people in the chat just got gifted memberships by JWP. Thanks a lot. Everybody say thank you to JWP for, as usual, coming through and blessing the good people of chat with some memberships. Did I scroll far too past to see who got it? Hold on. Where's JWP's memberships? Fuck. I can no longer see who got the memberships from JWP, but if you got a membership from JWP, just say thanks to JWP, man. He's always coming through, gifting people with chat memberships. Thanks a lot, man. I always appreciate the support. If you got a prediction, definitely throw it out. 8me, thanks for the 2. Luffy, Vivi, and Sabo will talk with one another. Okay, that's very specific. I don't know how they'd all line up in Elbaf unless it's via Den Mushi. Vivi, Sabo, all talk to one another. Ain't me. Oops. It's not even close. Ain't me. Alright, I gotta change the rules a bit. First, we need to take up a little bit less space here. Second, yeah, let's do this. Let's elongate. Yeah, we got some extra space. Yeah, one prediction at a time. I'll say that. Apple Killer 2308, thanks for the 5. Smoker arrives on Elbaf and learns more about the truth and starts changing sides. I would love to see that. I would love to see some more Smoker action. Smoker arrives on Elbaf. Oh, 1 second. 1 sec. Where are we at? Okay. Yeah, I want some more smoker action, that's for sure. Hold on. Apple Killer 2308. Tick so small I piss on my balls. Thanks for the 5. Think like Moses equals when he cuts the sea. The waters are suspended around Impel Down like the walls so they can walk. Oh, okay, that makes sense. So they're just the wall, but it still kind of doesn't. The walls are, the ocean is split for that long that they can walk all the way out of the water? Or I guess they can get saved by a boat or something like that? That'd be pretty sick. It's just, I can't imagine. It's One Piece. Maybe they find a way. That kind of makes sense. Not a Pro 264. Thanks for the 2. New prediction. We said confirmed Logia Awakening. Oh, I like that. Yeah, I would love to see that. We get a confirmed Logia Awakening. Hiyo, thanks again. Not a prediction, but I wonder if the Giants have their own name for hockey, akin to Rio and Mantra. Since like them, they're isolated from the rest of the world. They definitely could. I don't know why, but I don't think the Giants are as isolated, because the Giants of Elbaf, they do make their way about the world more often than like the Wano citizens. Like the Wano country seem to be implied to genuinely be closed off, no interaction with the outside world in general, which is why their terminology is different. I do think that they didn't need to. Actually, that just gives me a thought about something else. Okay, I'm gonna think about that later. No, I need to jot the note down now. It has to be done now, or else I'll forget. All right, just give me a second, guys. I'll talk about something as I write this. Scholar H, thanks for the 2. Reveal of second Mother Flame at Elbaf from Void Century. That would be pretty cool. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, whatever. Okay. All right, we're back. Okay. Reveal a second Mother Flame at Elbaf. Okay. I could see that. Second Mother Flame from Void Century revealed to be at Elbaf. And that's from Hiyo. No, not from Hiyo. Scholar H. Viraj Dewadkar. Thanks a lot. We might learn how to reach Lodestar from the Giants. Considering only Roger Pirates have reached there, it stands to reason that only the log post is not enough to reach there. That might be the case, but it also seemed as though everything, like the magnetic lines that we've gotten as the visual before, all seem to imply that it does get to Lodestar Island. I feel like it might just be a very difficult journey, which is really why the Roger Pirates are the first ones to have gotten there, and then also have gotten to Laughtail. But I could add that. We learn how to reach Lodestar from the Giants. The thing is, I don't know if we'll have to go to Lodestar because it's like, if you recall, the Minx basically explained that Lodestar is no longer necessary for them because they've already figured out, the road poneglyph situation, right? So Lodestar is where you learn about the road poneglyphs, but we're kind of past that. Black Lightning, thanks for the 2. Blackbeard is taking Shanks' chain during Elbaf. I'm not going to put that down, although because I do believe that'll happen. But it's just like a lot of people are already on board with the idea that Blackbeard beats Shanks in Elbaf or some surrounding arc, Julian Criswell, thanks for the 5. Blackbeard joins the Davy Back Fight late, and before true climax is reached, the Navy, World Government, God's Knights break up the private party so everyone disperses. All right, Julian, I'm going to give you the second part of that. Navy, World Government, God's Knights break up pirate party, break up Davy Back Fight. The thing is, I don't think that's possible. I think it takes pretty much everything, close to every... I think it takes a tremendous amount of effort from the Navy to force one Yonko crew to do anything. Like, they threw the kitchen sink at Luffy and the Straw Hats, and they still managed to escape. Granted, it was thanks to Joba's haki and circumstances. But this would be... Like, the Navy physically cannot fight or do anything to two Yonko crews together unless the Navy throws everything it has at them that's kind of been established. And this would be like 3 Yonko crews together plus Elbaf, which is a nation that is already too strong for the Navy to do anything about, right? Like, just a handful of the Elbaf giants have wrecked the Buster Call. If the Navy could break up this party, like Navy and God's Knights together, if they could break up this party, then there would never be a balance of power that exists in the first place, because it would just be effort. Like, if they could take on 3 to 4 Yonko empires plus all of Elbaf at the same time and like force everybody to scatter and run away, they would have just done that a long time ago, right? Like, because right now what's stopping them from just going to, like, they're like, oh, red-haired pirates and Elbaf are right there, why don't we just go and fuck them up, you know? Like, there's no reason not to do that. So I don't think it'd be possible for them to do anything to this sort of group, but I guess we can see, like, who knows? Ancient weapons involved, you never know. Mr. Cabeza Blanca, thanks to the 5. Prediction, Shanks doesn't appear in any meaningful sense. Request, put stream audio on Spotify. I don't know if I can. What? Put stream audio on Spotify? Am I allowed to play music during these streams? If I can, I would. NBA, haha, Celtics 2024 and 2025 world champs. I mean, look, I would hate the Celtics being the 2024-2025 world champs. I think as long as we continue to not respect Jason Tatum, I'm okay with it. I'm not actually okay with it, but it's my consolation prize. If we continue to, if next year Derek White wins Finals MVP, Drew Holiday wins Eastern Conference Finals MVP, I think I'd be okay with it. You know? Yeah, you're predicting Shanks doesn't appear. I'm going to go with Luffy and Shanks don't meet in Elbaf. I think it already covers it. Poke Special, thanks for the 5. Hi, Morj. I'm mostly a stream lurker, big fan. Hey, thanks a lot for dropping in. Ellen's your first super ever. Thanks a lot, man. I predict Usopp wins a fight parallel to his Perona fight, but the hammer is real this time. Ooh, okay. The thing is, I think we've already covered. I'm trying to be a little bit more. I'm trying to parse a little bit more which predictions I'm adding at this point, just because we are getting pretty dense with the... Okay, how about this? I'm going to change the font size to give us a whole bunch more space. I think it's time to do that. So we can start adding more. I do think that we've already kind of exhausted the idea of Usopp and the hammer. It's come up, I think, a few times. Am I right? We see Mjolnir here. Well, Usopp and his slingshot. Usopp will get a version of Mjolnir. Yeah, I think saying Usopp will win a fight is a bit too broad, and then the Mjolnir stuff is already, like, the hammer stuff is already covered to some degree. Oh, Wrenchlocker 2000 says no. He means putting the audio of the stream on Spotify. You smart boy. Oh, like uploading this stuff to Spotify? I don't know enough about that. I feel like that would make things a lot easier for a lot of people to be able to listen to the VODs. I don't know enough about that, and the thing is, that's a process that my editor would have to do on the back end. So I can see about that, but it's one of those things where I don't know if it's like worth the hassle for the back end stuff, because the majority of people are ultimately going to listen to it on YouTube because that's where it's recommended. Putting it on Spotify, I feel like it's only going to get like 100 or 200 listeners on Spotify or something like that, and then the majority are still going to listen to it on YouTube. So I don't know. I will see. I don't know if that's something that we would take the extra step to do, but I can see about it. If it's not hard, then maybe. I'm Isis1155, thanks to two. Giant calls Usopp brave, plus Loki doesn't like to fight. Giant's calling Usopp brave, I think is... I'll put Loki doesn't like to fight. Because I feel like... Nah. You've already got several up here. Giant's calling Usopp brave, I think is too broad. Loki doesn't like to fight, I think is something that a lot of people have already theorized to a degree. Dick so small I piss on my balls just because of his name. My first super included Usopp being a Supreme King. Wait, what? It did? Oh, this one also included him being a Supreme King? Where else did we put Conqueror's Haki? Because I gave the credit to Souse. I don't want to take it away from Souse. I also don't want to go back and fact check at this point. I guess I could fact check. Here, let me do a fact check. I'll do a fact check real quick. I believe you, but at the same time, it's already up, so I don't want to like fuck with stuff too much. Because then I've got to do arbitration. I got to basically be like, okay, so what am I doing with Souse now? Let's take a look. Let's take a look back in the old super chat history. 1 second, please. All right. Supreme King. Oh, you said Supreme King Usopp and his slingshot is fed Hito. Okay. I did not interpret that to mean that Usopp gets Supreme King, like, Conqueror's Haki. Because Supreme King, I mean, it is used as the phrase, but I thought you just meant, like, I thought you were just hyping him up. Like, Supreme King Usopp and his slingshot. I didn't get that that's, like, a separate prediction. Okay, I'm gonna... What to do here? You said Supreme King Usopp and his slingshot is fed, blah, blah, blah. I would argue that it's unclear, but I will give you something. Okay, hold on. Okay, for this, I'll say Souse / Dick so small. There we go. All right. So you will get credit and Souse will get credit. Resolved. That's the fair. I'm down with it. I think it's a little early for Zoro. I think if you're going huff difficulty with Lucci, I don't know if you can hang with Mihawk just yet. But at the same time, you got in a clash with Vito Desturo for a bit at the end. That's got to be a big deal. I kind of want to do a poll real quick. How do people feel about that possibility? How do people feel about Zoro versus Mihawk? Will Zoro versus Mihawk final duel happen in Elbaf? Yes. No. That's a tough call because it just feels far off for Zoro to me. But at the same time, I feel like because Ashura exists, Oda can do whatever he wants because he can just be like, well, Zoro was holding off, like. I think with Ashura, the fact that its one-time use was so significant. I think if Oda just says, like, Zoro fighting an Ashura is this strong or whatever, as strong as Mihawk, it's technically, to me, that could be believable now. Because Ashura, when he used it against Kaido, it was super effective 1v1 against a Yonko already. And now he's also mastered Advanced Conqueror's Haki, so you add those two together, you could plausibly see it. But it does feel too early. I would agree no. It just feels... Like, just the shit with Lucci just feels too early. But I think Oda has also given himself a very long bit of leeway with Ashura existing. And the fact that he hasn't shown it that much. Deebus, thanks a lot. We learned about a new form / way of using Haki. I think we already got that somewhere here. Advanced / new Haki power system revealed. I think that's gonna stick. Bray Uchiha, thanks for the 5. The end of Elbaf will trigger Ragnarok. Oh, I've heard about this. Will all major parties discovering the location of Laugh Tale at the same time? I love that type of idea. I've heard people talk about Ragnarok with Elbaf before, but you added some more context to it. End of Elbaf triggers Ragnarok. All parties learn location of Laugh Tale. At same time. All right. Okay, I gotta start moving a little bit faster here. Edison, Alion, thanks for the 2. Prediction, we see what Uranus looks like. Yeah. I think that's... Because I gotta start conserving space even more at this point. We see what Uranus looks like. I think that's... Because we already got uses Ancient Weapon and Elbaf. I'm gonna put it in the same category as Emu Face Reveal. I think it's a little too simple. Eric, Big Mom versus Luffy 1v1 in Elbaf. That is a very bold prediction, man. Big Mom 1v1. Considering Big Mom is currently at the bottom of the ocean. Not even the ocean. She would be lucky to be at the bottom of the ocean. She's at the bottom of a magma pit. But you never know. Uwu, thanks for the 2. Strahds fight Fenrir and Jormungandr. Okay, yeah. I think Oda likes having certain storylines open with the Strahds fighting, like, some sort of mythical creature, like Fishman Island opens with them fighting the Kraken. Punk Hazard opens up with them fighting a dragon. He likes that sort of shit. I mean, even Wano opened with Luffy fighting the not fighting, but like taming that random monkey in the other thing. Georgios Afukatudus. Thanks a lot. Davy Back Fight prize is the Straw Hat. That's an interesting little point. I just feel like Luffy would be fucking pissed, but I mean, he already wanted to give it back to Shanks. I guess it would be interesting if Luffy gets to keep it or not. Sorry if I was not even close with your name. Sorry. Update of fate of Big Mom and Kaido, says Jason Washington. Yeah, other people already talked about this shit. I'll put it. Update of Big Mom and Kaido situation. Matt, thanks for the 2. No, I think that's a little too simple. I think that's a little too broad and too simple. And it could very well just happen to cover. I gotta strike you off the board, man. I'm sorry. Just for space at this point. Oh, Buggy and Crossguild is first to meet Burnscar. Okay. That's from Matt. Buggy / Crossguild first to meet Burnscar, man. That's interesting. Lee Peace, thanks for the 10. Morgan's put in the paper that the Strahds will have funeral for Vegapunk and Kuma at Sphinx Island. Well, okay. This is very, very, very elaborate. Hold on here. Okay, Lee Peace is saying, Morgans puts in the paper that Strahds will have funeral for Vegapunk and Kuma at Sphinx Island. Morgans puts in the paper that Strahds will have funeral for Vegapunk? So are the Strahds having a funeral for Vegapunk, or Morgan puts in the paper that the Strahds will have a funeral for Vegapunk? Okay, Kuma at Sphinx Island meets Shanks and Dragon before Shanks dies in major emotional moments. Okay, this is a lot. I don't even know how to put... Lee Peace, I'm going to be honest, I really appreciate the super, but I don't even know how to put this into words. Okay, Morgans puts in paper, Strahds will have funeral for Vegapunk. Kuma at Sphinx Island meets Shanks and Dragon before Shanks dies. And major emotional moments. Okay, I'm going to shorten this. Because I don't actually... And this is why we're going to try and do one prediction at a time from here. We'll do one more exception, and then from here I'm only doing one prediction at a time. Okay, I don't even know how to shorten this though. Okay. Morgans puts in paper that Straw Hats will have funeral for Vegapunk. And I'll say Kuma at Sphinx Island meets Shanks and Dragon. Alright. Deebus, thanks for the 7. World government holds a hunting contest for devil fruits on another island like God Valley. Shanks and Blackbeard crash the event. Blackbeard for devil fruits and Shanks to stop him. Oh, thanks. And this is your third super ever. Alright. Okay, hold on. That's interesting. World government holds another contest like God Valley. I'll just say Shanks and BB crash it. It's from Deebus. Okay. Some little Mexican, thanks to the 5. Prediction, at some point, the Big Mom Pirates will try to take back pudding. I like that prediction. All right, and now we hit the difficult part. Okay. I think the solution is going to be a third column. That's what we're doing. We're going to do third column solution. So first I'm going to chop this down. Yeah, I think a third column will work. Right around here. My face shouldn't be blocking it, I don't think. Okay. Alright, this should work. Alright. Big Mom Pirates will try to take back pudding. This is from some little... Oops. Man, is there a way to hide this? Just don't want people to have to be... People should be able to see this stuff. How do I hide this? Don't know if there's a way to hide this. Okay, well, you guys can see basically this part, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's visible, right? Okay. We find out Makino's baby is Shanks's. Bonus prediction, he got married to Makino. I'll do the baby thing. Makino's baby is Shanks's. I've heard that it's supposed to be Ben Beckman's, actually. Which would be interesting. Fodder for hire, thanks to the 5. Malevolent Morj. Luffy and Zoro learn how to make their own... Luffy and Zoro learns how to their own Hakai, like Kaido and Big Mom, and Dory and Broggy. That skill seems to be of giant origin. Okay, so it is a callback, I would agree, to what Luffy and Zoro did against the Aqua Laguna. I think that would be really cool. The thing is that we already got Zoro learning it. I think that Luffy also being included in that, is that enough of a... I'll say it's enough of an addition. Okay, Luffy, Zoro combined Hakai. I'll give it to you. Right now, I'm feeling generous because we just opened up a third column, so there's still space. Also, let's get the stream likes up to 200 real quick. Zenil, thanks a lot. I don't know how much you just gifted, but it seems like it's a crazy amount because I can't tell the currency. But thank you very, 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 very much, man. Zenit, I'm sorry about that. Blackbeard kills Big Mom and Kaido in Wano and up to... Whoa! That's such a good idea. Blackbeard goes to Wano and kills Kaido and Big Mom and obtains both their devil fruits. That's a really good idea because they're just fucking lying there. Anil appears again, and the true name of his fruit is Moon God. Blackbeard obtains it too. Okay, so that's a lot. The idea is we do one prediction per thing. You did gift a lot, so I feel kind of bad saying that for you. Let's start with this, okay? Blackbeard takes Kaido / Big Mom fruit. I'll do this separate. I'll just do it all as one. Big Mom / Mom and Anil fruit. I'll just do it as one. I'll still give you credit if you get one of these correct, basically. So I'm giving you some leniency, basically, on this. And that's just how we'll do it. But again, generally, now we're coming down to one prediction at a time. Rage says Zoro gives his swords to a blacksmith on Elbaf. I would not be surprised if Elbaf did have good blacksmiths. Do blacksmith on Elbaf. Rage. Also, let's get the stream likes to 200 real quick. Reflexy, thanks a lot. Bonnie tells Luffy that Vivi is a D. Okay. Does Luffy know that much about D stuff yet? Hold on. I always spelled this slightly wrong. JWP, thanks a lot, man. Thank you for the 10. I appreciate it as usual, of course. Can't think of a prediction. My hope for Elbaf is that we keep getting cutaways to events around the world, but the story in the island is much tighter, whether it be about Loki or Nika or Usopp. I don't really care. I agree. I would just hope for a really tight story on the island itself, a really character-focused story. If some of the straws just have to sit and chill for the arc, I'm cool with that. I don't think... I think it's okay for there to just be... Not everyone needs a storyline moving at the same time. I would really like the Davy Back Fight structure. if possible. The thing I would love about the Davy Back Fight structure is that it would kind of force One Piece to be... When I view One Piece at its best is when Oda is just writing individual scenes and storylines and spending time on them. Not when we're... Like, that's Kuma's story, right? Like, Kuma's story, I think most would agree that's the best writing that we've had for One Piece in a long time. Just that section of One Piece that was just focused on Kuma's character story, right? Not a bunch of different plot lines happening at the same time, not cutting away to this and that all at once, right? I think a lot of people's favorite moments from Egghead were also individual storylines, like cutting to the Hachinosu raid, cutting to Sabo and the Reverie stuff, cutting to even Shanks and Kid, right? I think most people would agree that the worst part of the arc was that moment when they all split up to find whoever the hidden person is in the arc, and like that went on for a little bit, and there just was some bullshit, right? I also feel like, you know, the scenes following the Kuma backstory, which were primarily focused on Bonnie, people really like those a lot. I just think that the Davy Back Fight narrative structure would force things to focus on individual, like, because a game, like an event is going on, right? If an event is going on, then everybody else becomes bystanders and gets to sit down and have to watch the game play out for a period of time, right? It's the same way it happened with the previous Davy Back Fight, right? So you get to focus on just those characters and just that storyline that's taking place. Yeah, I really, really hope that we get the Davy Back Fight just for those purposes alone, so we're not getting... I feel like the Egghead climax, there was a lot of stuff with it. I still think it was good in the end and had a lot of really hype, crazy stuff, like the Gorosei, etc. I just felt like... I felt like readers may have felt that it dragged or was like just a lot at points because there's so many characters doing random shit throughout it. So I really hope that the Davy Back Fight can just force things to be consolidated a bit more. I would still enjoy getting cutaways to events around the world because, again, when Oda does that, he usually concentrates on a singular given scene. Like, we're reading the Amazon Lily scene, it's all Amazon Lily for that one chapter. We're reading Cross Guild stuff, it's all Cross Guild for that one given chapter, at least the majority of it, you know what I mean? And I think that's just One Piece at its best. So concentrated Davy Back Fight on the island itself, cutting away to clear, coherent, singular events that we get to stick with in the outside world. I think that's really good. Glitch 0 times 42, thanks a lot. What's your take on the USA team benching JT in the end? So this is really complicated because it's just like I think Jason Tatum is overrated by some, like, I mean, a lot of NBA fans think Jason Tatum is overrated. So if everybody thinks he's overrated, then at a certain point does he become underrated? I don't know. With Jason Tatum, I just feel I'm going to keep this very, very short. I think I do think it's very possible. I think this is the perfect gray area because it is, I think it did get to a point where it is arguably disrespectful because, like, he's not, like, going into it, right? Going into it, people were saying that Jason Tatum is or like, Celtics fans or whatever, or like, you know, people, there was a good contingent of people arguing that Jason Tatum is like the best USA player because he's been first team All-NBA for the last 3 years, as if that's due to him being like actually better than LeBron or KD, and more so just due to the fact that he's on the Celtics, which is naturally going to give him like a lot of success that puts him on first team All-NBA, right? That's why he's there, right? But a lot of people seem to think that Jason Tatum was the best player on Team USA going into it, or he should be the one, like they should have given the reins or whatever. No, not only is he not the best player on Team USA, it is very evident that LeBron, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Joel Embiid are all clearly better than him. Anthony Davis is arguably better than him. And then you've got players like Anthony Edwards, Devin Booker, who are maybe not necessarily better than him, but like they're better in certain ways, you know? I think that the argument, like just giving him 0 minutes in certain games that's kind of crazy. Like, I dislike Tatum, and even I think, like, at a certain point, I'm like, I thought it was funny when it happened once. I was like, that's funny. And then it kept happening, and I was like, that's kind of dickish, I guess. But at the same time, some of those games were won by such small margins, it's like, well, they needed to do the correct things to actually win, you know? So, maybe they didn't have leeway to play someone that might be suboptimal against Serbia. I don't know. I think it's a complicated situation. I agree that it feels disrespectful. I think that it's funny that it happened. But I don't know. I think it's just, okay, I guess the biggest thing I'll say is this, which is that I think it's disrespectful in the sense that, like, you're taking up his time, right? Like, he just won the NBA championship. Let the man, like, if you're not going to play the man really and you don't view him as valuable to the team, let him fucking go home. You know, like, you sent Kawhi Leonard home or whatever, make up some BS excuse about, like, championship burnout. Like, they made up an excuse for Kawhi, like his injury or something like that. Let the man go home. Like, I think it's just kind of rude to, you're taking up his time. You're probably making him play scrimmages and stuff. You're making him risk injury by having him continue to participate in basketball. Just don't put him on the team, or like behind the scenes or whatever, kind of negotiate with him and be like, hey, for PR purposes, why don't you just say that you don't want to be on the team this year because of some issues or something like that, and then on our end we don't have to play you. I think if you're not going to play him, I think it is kind of disrespectful, because like, it's just, you got to be aware of like how much the guy is going to be made fun of on social media. Like, you just have to be aware of, like, it's just going to damage his reputation. It doesn't help him at all. It's kind of just like, you got to acknowledge that there's a person behind that, right? It's not just X's and O's, like, well, we did exactly what we needed to do. It's like, okay, if you needed to do that, just don't play him, like, or don't have him join the team, right? You don't have to do that. Justin Holland, thanks for the 5. Crazy Hail Mary. Big Mom comes back to shake things up one last time. I think we already got that a little bit. Mink's return, I can put that. Strahds get more self-proclaimed territories. Akainu in action. All right, man. So again, I got to do one prediction at a time. So I'm gonna take one of those. I think Strahds get more self-proclaimed territories. That's a little broad, just because that's. I'll do Mink's return. Akainu in action is a little broad as well. I'll do Mink's return. Sorry about the basketball stuff. Trying to keep it short. We are getting towards the tail end of the stream. Isis1155, thanks a lot. Clarify, I don't believe Kaido had to be alive. Okay, that's fine. Let me edit this if needed. Yamato will see/meet Kaido. Okay, I get what you're saying. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We'll count that. Black Lightning, thanks to the 5. Zoro forgets how to use hockey and finally learned some sword skills. That's funny. I think hockey is the sword skills that he's learning at this point. Although there are some tricks, like learning to cut fire. That seems to be a sword skill thing rather than hockey. Although it's probably tied to the same thing because you're using Ryo, right? Like, it's the same reason that Luffy's able to punch magma and not actually take any damage, right? Zoro forgets hockey, has to learn sword skill. For Black Lightning. Not a Pro 64. Thank you for the... Oh, shit. Thank you for the 5. Got a second one, but it's pretty bold. Kuma regains consciousness and joins the Straw Hat Pirates. I would hate that so much, it's crazy. Kuma... I'll just write Kuma joins Straw Hats with memories. Or I'll say with... I'm trying to keep it to one line. I will understand it's one line, right? Not a Pro 64. Can I squeeze it? Yeah, it's just about fits. It fits, right? It fits. Okay. Eric J.O., thank you for the 10. Ace and Whitebeard are buried on an island near Sphinx Island. I predict Luffy and gang will run by that island, where Luffy will show Usopp how to properly deal with death. Bro was a crying mess and wanna lol. Oh, Eric, you are going to love my video tomorrow. My video tomorrow covers a lot of the things that people kind of brought up in this stream. Luffy and gang go to Sphinx Island. So this is kind of two things. Okay, no, you're saying in that island. Straw Hats... I'll just say at Sphinx Island, Luffy shows Usopp how to deal with death. Train number 7, thanks for the 5. Jarul is still alive and knows the full story of Emmet climbing the red line 200 years ago. Oh shit, that could be cool. That would give us context, because I don't know if we'll get it right now. Jarul tells us Emmet story of climbing What is this? Tray number 7. Nah, fuck. Hold on. All right. Goomba Boomba, thanks for the 2. How would Vivi react to Robin if she reunites with Strats? I hope that Oda makes a big deal out of it. I hope, because to me, it would be something... I think it would require something similar to the Nami-Hachi reconciliation or Nami-Jinbei reconciliation, because it's that level of impact, right? Like Vivi... It wasn't as long, I suppose, although Vivi did spend years of her life trying to fight Baroque Works. Like 2 years, I think, or something like that. She did spend some years trying to fight Baroque Works, and, like, God knows how much... Like, her country suffered so much. Like millions of people suffered because of Baroque Works. Like, people died, drought, starvation, all of that shit. And then finally Civil War. It would be really, really bad. So it can't be something that's just swept under the rug. I think it needs the Nami-Hachi level of focus at the very least. Nami-Hachi or Nami-Jinbei level. L, thanks for the 2. Neomads pull up. Oh, sure. Yeah, that could work. Neomads pull up to Elbaf. I straight up forget about them a lot. Eyes96, thanks a lot. Yasop sees Usopp and leaves to buy milk. That is funny, but because it's funny, I'm not going to put it, just because we're tight on space now. I might have to delete another funny one, just for space. Loki married to Uda, I'm probably going to delete that. I'll see. The Vortex of Flames, thanks for the 5. Shanks' brothers hurt or killed someone important to Luffy, and Luffy believes it was Shanks. Oh, shit. That'd be kind of crazy. All right. That assumes that Shanks' brother is real. Brother does something bad, Luffy. Luffy thinks it's actually Shanks. Vortex of Flames. Cup, thanks for the 2. Second prediction, Lilith joins Neomads. Oh, I could get behind that. I think that's a potential one. I mean, she is evil. Justin Hahn, Big Mom returns, not quite right, but with a Kaido lava homie. Oh, shit. Elbaf is massive and at least 2.5-year arc. 3, Godhood, Fate, and Free Will is discussed. I think I'm going to have to roll with the first one. Again, just because we kind of got to do one prediction at a time. And the other 2 are a little bit broader. Let's see. Big Mom has a Kaido lava homie. That'd be funny. That'd be interesting. Like, imagine a lava homie, but with Kaido's lifespan or something. Morj sold me Fant asks, if your girlfriend likes Wano, will you break up with her? No, if she gets that far through One Piece, then obviously things are going pretty well. Goomba Boomba, thanks for the 2. New Giant Warrior Pirates versus old. Oh, dude, wouldn't the New Giant Warrior Pirates... Oh, you're saying, like, that happens as a prediction? I thought you were just saying the concept. I mean, the new ones get fucked. I'm gonna shorten your name. Nah, it fits. Okay. Akash Panda, thank you for the 5. How much do you make on average on a prediction stream? This stream was crazy. Probably one of the best ideas you came up with. Here's $5 more. Okay. Thanks a lot, Ved. I do appreciate that. This one was very, very crazy because I did not realize that many people wanted to get in Elbaf predictions. I'm usually not prepared to get to this number of predictions. But the typical break week predictions, first of all, predictions week idea is not my idea. My editor suggested it, and then I did that for that first Monday, and it turned out to be a lot of fun for people, and it's a successful stream topic, obviously. But usually it depends on how much people want to tune in, how excited people are for the next chapter, etc. This is because we're launching Elbaf pretty soon, so I guess people are really, really hyped over the concept of like what all is going to happen in Elbaf. So we got some time before we find out who all is correct in this one. I'm going to end the stream soon, but I want to do a final poll at the very least to see how long people think Elbaf is going to be chapter-wise. Because my prediction is I feel like we'll be done with Elbaf around... I feel like we're done with Elbaf around chapter 1200. So that's what I'm ballparking it at. Wrench Doctor 2000, thanks a lot. Killer is a 3-eye. If I'm right, I want house keys. That would be a pretty great call. Killer is a 3-eye. Wrench Dodger 2000. Sorry you don't pop up here, but I promise you exist. We'll move it down so it's visible in the stream playback. Carson Cock, thanks for the 2. Boa leaves her island, goes to Elbaf. Okay, Boa goes to Elbaf. Boa goes to Elbaf. She did say that she wanted to go to Luffy. Okay, I'm just scrolling down a little bit so that in the stream replay we can see everyone's predictions. Okay. All right, we're going to call it here for predictions, all right? From here on, no more predictions are being added to the board. Wait, no, I can add some... Hold on a second. We're filled up. We're filled up. We're filled up with predictions. Unless there's stuff that I missed. Let me see. Is there stuff that I missed? I missed the Senate Super. What's the Senate Super? What did I miss? Did you cover Achal Bhatia Super? No, I don't think I did. Let me find the Senate. Let me try. Okay. Achal Bhatia. Thanks a lot. Holy shit. It seems like... Okay, I'm sorry I missed a big super from you. I'm really sorry, man. Shanks will fight Blackbeard and die, giving Luffy a reason to defeat Blackbeard, to avenge Shanks, and save the world also. Alright, so unfortunately that falls under the category of being a very broad... Okay, hold on. Because other people have already predicted... Like, like, Shanks fighting Blackbeard is a pretty... And dying is like a pretty commonly discussed prediction. But let me see what I can do for you. First of all, let me just do a quick glance at... Because I don't think I was taking Blackbeard Shanks sort of stuff. Like, Zoro fighting Shanks, that's like a fresh idea. Or Luffy and Shanks not meeting in Elbaf, that's a fresh idea. Let me see if there's something I can do for you. Yeah, I think that's like a little bit... I don't know, man. I don't think I can do that one. Do you want to do another one if you just commented regular, don't super it? If you do another one, just commented regular, don't super it. I'll just give you another shot with that. But I don't think I can, in all fairness, put that. I thought I put both of the Senates. Because I put... did I not put the other one? I put Lilith stays in Elbaf to increase their strength. So that's right here from the Senate. And then I also put... I swear I put Kid is hailed a hero for... I think I put that. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, Kid. I got both the Senates in. Achal Bhatia, if you want to do a different prediction, I'd be happy to put that down. But I can't, in all fairness, put that one. Yeah, I think I got both. Sorry, I got a little out of order. Okay. Okay. I just want to ask first. No, I want to do this poll first. Let me do this poll first. All right. This is important. How long do we feel Elbaf will be? How long will Elbaf be? I'm going to say under 50 chapters as the lowest. I'm going to say 50 to... what do you call? 50 to 75 as the next stretch. I mean, my guess is 75, so I don't even know what I would put in this. I'll do 50 to 80 as the next stretch. Do 80 plus after that, and then 100 plus. Okay, so very few people think it's a short arc. A lot of people think 50 to 80. I think I got it a little bit under 80 personally also, so I would go 50 to 80. Because I do think it wraps around 1200. I think that would still put it as like one of the top 5 longest arcs in One Piece. I mean, 100 plus is kind of crazy, but like at the same time, Elbaf has been built up for a long ass time, like a long ass time. And I mean, Dressrosa was 100, and Dressrosa was just like a random ass arc that came out of the blue. So I don't know. The second thing I want to ask is this: how is this ending of Jujutsu Kaisen shaping up right now? Just because I think we're getting towards the end of stream time. How does the ending of Jujutsu Kaisen kind of feel? The Senate says, sorry, Morj, I'm at the gym and didn't see you putting mine down. No worries, brother. You focus on the workout. That's what actually matters. How's the ending of Jujutsu Kaisen? Is it worth tuning into whatsoever in any capacity right now? Basically, Bleach ending rushed. I saw some post on Twitter about how Kubo, I don't know if this was a joke, but Kubo had dinner with Horikoshi and Geije, Jujutsu Kaisen's author. And people were like just making fun of that, about how like, oh, he probably taught them how to like ruin endings and stuff like that. No Kenjaku, so Kenjaku's just done. 5 chapters left. I mean, I guess, okay, so basically, okay, sorry. Warning for people who are not caught up to Jujutsu Kaisen. It seems as though this part of the stream will inherently have some Jujutsu Kaisen spoilers. Luckily, it sounds as though the ending's not very good, so spoilers, I guess, don't really matter. It's not Geije, it's Gege. It just feels weird to me to say Gege twice. I feel like I'm saying something homophobic, even though I know it's their actual name, right? So it is just Gege. All right. All right, so 50 to 80 seems to be the... No, but a lot of people actually think it could be above 80. It's close to 55-45 split. It's at the end of the final fight, but there's not going to be really anything after the fight is over. It's just going to end. I've heard some people argue... Jujutsu Kaisen spoilers basically from here on out, I think, to some degree. I've heard some people say that Sukuna might just win, but I doubt that that's actually what happens, right? It is Gege. Maybe Gege. I shouldn't say Gege. I'll just say Gege. Is the anime... Are any changes to the anime in Jujutsu Kaisen, are they canon? Or no? Hikari versus Urame is what people said Lucci versus Zoro was like. I don't know enough about either of these characters to have any idea what, like, who's supposed to be stronger or not there. Sukuna's currently losing. Chrome Mythics is Jujutsu Kaisen is likely to have the worst ending in a popular shonen manga that I've ever read. I can't imagine it topping Bleach's ending, though, in terms of, like, how bad it was in Thousand Year Blood War. Justin Holland, thanks for the 5. Off topic, but was Usopp willing to die with Marion Water 7, or was he just in denial? 100 plus chapters is my guess. I don't think he was going to die with Marion Water 7. I think he was just in denial. 100 plus chapters is your guess for Elbaf. Strats level up in Elbaf. I do think they'll level up in Elbaf. There are a lot of predictions right now of like people learning new types of hockey, Usopp getting a hammer potentially, Usopp feeding his devil fruit powers. What do you call? Akash is saying, do you answer the first part of my super? Let me see. Sorry, man. Wait, let me refresh. How much do you make on average? Oh, you literally want to know how much do I make on average on a prediction stream? This stream is definitely a lot more. Average prediction stream, it really varies, but it's usually more than like 100. Oh, wait. Let me clarify one thing really quick. So the numbers that you see actually showing up, YouTube takes a large chunk of them. So whatever you're seeing, imagine depending on the super, depending on the country, etc., basically take off 30% to 50% depending on the source, basically. So the numbers that you're seeing, it would be nice if it was that much, obviously, but it's not actually that much. YouTube does take a good chunk. Beyond that, though, obviously, depending on what the prediction stream is, it can be really successful. So if I'm being fully honest, then usually if it's like very low, then it'll be like 100 something, higher, 200 plus or something like that. That's usually the range, but YouTube does eat out a good chunk of it. This stream was much more than usual because this is a bigger stream. Like by like I don't even know, looking at the columns, it feels like twice as many predictions as normal. So you can scale it off of that. 50% is the higher end. I'm not trying to say it takes literally 50% for each one, but we can look up right now. How much does YouTube take from super chats? It takes 30% with 70%, but that's the that's the lower end. 50-50 among YouTuber and other yeah, okay, so it seems like 30% standard, and then I know it's not literally the same for each super because it depends on country, but that's why I said 30% is the one end, and then YouTube takes a percentage besides that. I don't know what this means, split 50-50 among YouTubers and other contributors. I don't know what other contributors means, but I guess this is like a good metric basically. So yeah, I guess that's not fun to hear, obviously, that YouTube's taking a part of it, but it's just the way that the platform goes. What are other contributors? I don't know what other contributors means, but I don't like whoever they are. New X7 says, someone super my prediction. You originally revealed as a secret member of the Blackbeard Pirates. I can throw it in, man. Hold on. Sorry. Just trying to throttle because we're getting to the end of the stream. Glitch0x42 says the YouTube tax is real. It is around what it is what it is. At the same time, it's like, I don't like it, obviously, but then I got a platform to talk about this. It's just one of those things. I'm not going to like it, but, you know, I'm also lucky to be able to do what I do. So you just accept what it is what it is. Reveal the secret member. I would hate that, though. He's such a good guy. Okay. All right. So Jujutsu Kaisen. Oh yeah, Yu Yu Hakusho I think has the all-time worst ending of any manga. People just often don't talk about it because Yu Yu Hakusho is one of the OGs and it's like a classic and all that shit. So it's kind of like you gotta be nice when talking about Yu Yu Hakusho, but it's like, no, the ending is just ass. And it's a damn shame because I loved the setup of Yu Yu Hakusho's final arc. I loved the arc before that where, you know, Sensui is the villain. That was my favorite arc in the series. I don't remember what that arc was. And then it just segueing into the demon world and all the setup there. I was really, really excited for it. But I'd heard beforehand that the ending's not that good. So that just, you know, I don't know. All right, guys. One last question I had is basically this. If I do a stream for fun, maybe next break week, so maybe like next Thursday if there's no chapter, not this Thursday, but the next break week that there's no chapter, what would you rather see? I'm probably going to do both of these streams at some point, but I'll just ask which one first. NBA players ranking or FromSoft bosses tier list? No Elden Ring yet. No Elden Ring. Alright, I can do that. Because I'm fresh off of Bloodborne, so I'm excited to do one of those. Chris Morales says, none of my predictions made it, lol. Throw one in right now. I'll do it. Mr. Cabeza Blanca says, respectfully, your takes on NBA are trash. What takes do I have are trash? What takes do I have that are trash? Come on now. What takes? I didn't even get to see what I didn't have chat up, or I wasn't looking at chat. I didn't get to see the reactions to my Jason Tatum takes. Jolly's prediction: Sanji goes evil, full Germa. Oh, that could be fun. Yeah, I'll throw that in. Okay. All right. Please fit. Yeah, this fits. Sanji goes evil, full Germa. Is this Jolly Joestar? Akash Panda says 100 per stream seems to be an underestimation because that means about 30 predictions per stream. No, it's 100 to 200, and any good stream will be above 200. So the low end would be 100, and then high end is 200 plus, or like upper end is 200 plus. But a lot of it just depends on the topic. Like sometimes, like forget prediction streams. A lot of it will be based on, is it a chapter that just came out that's exciting? Is it some separate, or like an anime episode or something like that? It just depends. That stuff, that's out of my control. I did not expect people to be this excited about Elbaf stuff, but, it is a whole new arc. So I was debating doing this or Elbaf Bingo, but we could do Elbaf Bingo maybe another time. Sanji goes evil for Joestar. This must be from Jolly D Joestar, right? Okay. 80 Strats says you missed my $2 super chat, Morj. I'm sorry, man. All right, let me take a look. Okay, 80 Strats says I'll bet my mortgage in we were in Elbaf for 6 years on my mom. On my mama. 6 years. Okay, so if we were in 6 years, and let's say 6 years times what, 33 chapters? No, come on. 6 years is way too much, man. 33 chapters a year. We're not gonna be in there for 6 years. I could see, because we'll get some chapters this year, and then I think we could get. I think by the end of 2026, we might be close to wrapping up Elbaf. I think if we're getting some chapters this year, I think we could be close at the end of 2026. I think it's doable. King G, thanks a lot. Zoro gets new sword technique / clashes with Shanks. Unfortunately, we already have Zoro clashing with Shanks, and we already have Zoro getting new sword techniques and stuff up there. Game on Chris Malara says Game on John Shanks' fleet. Lol. Okay, I'm not fitting that in, Gaimon. I'm not fitting that in. Sorry, Chris Morales. All right. I don't know about that. Oh, shit. Carson Kalk, I'm sorry, I missed one from you. You're right. Debating watching Bleach, Thousand Year Blood War. Heard anime is better. Can you elaborate on that? Is it just animation or they actually fix issues from the manga? Okay, so my bad about that, Carson Kalk, because that's a topic I do actually want to talk about. I'll talk about it briefly. So, the anime is much, 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 much better. So, okay, so a simple... The amount that an adaptation can elevate the source material really, 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 really cannot be underestimated. I think, like, you can look at almost anything. There are fucking, like, if you could take a fucking classic like Spirited Away, like a Ghibli movie, right? And if you took away a lot of the visual artistry, the atmosphere, the careful scene direction, all of that, right? Like the vibrance of the world. Imagine instead it was just a basic drawn comic without really good art or something like that. But same exact dialogue and plot, right? I think Spirited Away might not be that good considered that good of a manga, right? But because it's in Ghibli style, visual, it's not just visuals, right? The whole medium, right? The scene direction, the imagery used, but also the audio, sense of atmosphere, the pacing, all of that comes together to really heighten your enjoyment of that sort of thing and really suck you into a world, right? So just to begin with, I want to establish that just having a good anime adaptation can elevate something from, like very basic writing to something significantly better, right? Just the quality of production, it can transform into something totally different. It's the same reason there's a lot of movies that are actually like phenomenal movies that are based off of some not so well written or like very forgettably written piece of literature. So or whatever, right? So keep that in mind first before I tell you this stuff about Thousand Year Blood War. Thousand Year Blood War does two important things. Okay, one is that the anime goes so fucking hard into trying to turn this into a very artistic production, an artistic production in the sense that the atmosphere that it creates, the tone, the visual palette, the imagery that it uses, just all of it makes for something that feels like a much more like almost abstract, very sophisticated experience compared to the manga, right? It's going for something much more ambitious. It's got very vivid imagery that it paints throughout the whole series. That just it made the music, the scene direction, all of it comes together to just draw you in and suck you in to the feel of what's happening in a way that the manga really couldn't. Bleach's manga for Thousand Year Blood War has the same sort of style, tone, visual stuff, etc. as any of the other Bleach arcs, just like basic action shit, right? Thousand Year Blood War, the anime goes for something as a more, it attempts to take it and turn it into a more artistic experience. That's a huge difference right away. It does something else which is very important, which is Kubo, realizing that he fucked up that arc in the manga, is actually doing rewrites for Thousand Year Blood War. So a few things happen with that, which is a lot of the stuff that was kind of dumb or silly or stupid dialogue or Kubo kind of like pulling shit out of his ass is nixed. Stuff that feels like forced exposition or like stuff that's being written out of nowhere. Like a lot of the crude shit in Thousand Year Blood War that's like eye-rolling writing, it's kind of gone. It's just glossed over. Turns out the story just works without a lot of the shitty stuff in there. So that's gone. Shit is being added to flesh scenes out and make certain things like the Royal Guards feel actually extremely satisfying in terms of their presentation rather than disappointing and a letdown for us like it was in the manga. So essentially it's getting like 50 better coats of paint on top of it to turn it into like just an artistically produced anime rather than just an action anime, which just does a world of difference for it, right? And then on top of that, a lot of the writing issues that, a lot of the core writing issues still exist, but when you're framing it in such a beautiful, carefully presented manner, and you're glossing over and erasing some of the particularly shitty bits of writing and dialogue, etc., suddenly the whole thing becomes a lot more engaging, enjoyable. I'm genuinely really looking forward to season 3 of Thousand Year Blood War. I think it's going to be phenomenal. I think a lot of the best shit's going to happen there, and we know that he's fleshing out a lot of the bad shit that went down at the end, so I think it's going to be way better, even writing-wise, than the manga by a good shot. All right, sorry about that. 80 Straw Hat says, Lilith joins Revs, Bonnie joins Straw Hats per Kuma. I think this is going to have to be like the very last thing. Bonnie joining the Straw Hats I don't think is big enough to put in, but Lilith joining Revs I can say. Like no more stuff. Hold on. No more. We got to put a cap on this at this point. Zolden, thanks for being oh shit. Zolden, thanks for being a Pirate King tier member for 11 months. Shanks and Luffy's meet is the same as Whitebeard clashing with Roger. Luffy's in the role of Whitebeard and Shanks in the role of Roger. Just got in, so don't know if it's taken. It's not taken. I can fit you in. But that's gonna be our last thing, and we're gonna call a stream right here. So this is from Zolden. Zolden saying Luffy / Shanks meet like Whitebeard / Roger, and that's Zolden's prediction. I think that's a little broad because I think a lot of other people kind of have predicted that Luffy and Shanks will meet and clash and split the sky. Technically, Roger and Whitebeard I don't think were quite shown clearly if the sky was split in their panel, but we can assume that it is. 80 Strahd says JJK ending looking like Game of Thrones ending. You know what I really enjoyed? I got it, Kosh Panda. Thank you very much, though. I got it. I really enjoyed House of the Dragon so far. I know a lot of people didn't like season 2, but I think because we already kind of heard that people weren't really liking season 2 beforehand, we went in with like really low expectations, and then we actually still enjoyed it because I think we knew mild House of the Dragon spoilers for as long as my fingers are up. Okay, actually, this is my last comment, and then the stream's ending. So House of the Dragon spoilers, and then my stream's ending. All right, so if you don't want to be spoiled on that, peace out. I'm going to keep it broad too, which is just that people were disappointed that there wasn't as much action by the end of season 2's finale. There were other gripes from what I read online, but the lack of action was a big thing. But because we had kind of heard that there's a lack of action. We were already prepared for that, so the stuff we got instead felt exciting. That's pretty much it. All right, everybody. I've been loving that show. That's been my favorite show since House of the Dragon has been my favorite live-action Western TV show since Game of Thrones ended. I was severely disappointed with Game of Thrones Season 8 and was kind of falling off of it even before the previous seasons, but still excited. House of the Dragon has been my favorite TV watching experience since Game of Thrones. Maybe since... Honestly, because Game of Thrones was falling off so much at a point, like maybe... I don't know. Yeah, since Game of Thrones. Yeah. All right, everybody. It should have been 10 episodes. I agree, because then it could have led to that climax, you know. That's my... Zenith says 7 seasons building up the threat of winter, only for everything to be resolved in just 2 episodes. That's honestly my biggest gripe with House of the Dragon overall. If I could change one thing about the show, it would actually be just like... Stop ever mentioning the coming great winter and the big war and having to unite the kingdom. Stop mentioning. I wish I could tell the writers to stop mentioning that. Unfortunately, it's a significant plot point that vision exists. That Aegon the Conqueror had that vision. Unfortunately, it's a significant plot point. But it's just so frustrating every single time that comes up. Because, like, it just makes it feel like it's several things. One, you're building, like... It's placing this thing that was so fucking poorly done on such a pedestal that it's like everything that's happening right now, it's inconsequential because something so much bigger is going to come down the line, right? It's like, no, it's not. We already know that big winter that came was more like a fucking mild snow dusting or something like that. It lasted 1 episode, right? So each time that's brought up and like some huge weight is placed upon that, it's just fucking eye-rolling because it's like, no, that's not what happens. It's not that big of a deal. It's fucking stupid as fuck. It's so poorly done, right? So it's just a reminder of the thing that we're trying to get away from with Game of Thrones, and it feels so hollow because we know the truth of how it actually goes down. And then the other thing is just that, like, just the fact that House of the Dragon, I feel like, it can perfectly well succeed without a single damn reference to Game of Thrones, which happens in the future, because the whole point of this show succeeding is that it should do away with the sour taste that was left in everybody's mouths with how Game of Thrones ended, right? So the more that you can just differentiate yourself and not tie yourself back to that and just be your own thing. Like, we're happy to be back in the world of Westeros. We love the world of Westeros. We love the idea of dragons and this politicking and this war and all of that stuff and this medieval fantasy shit. What we don't like is how the first go-through went around. So you don't even have to... They shouldn't even have to reference it as much as they do because it's a prequel. If this whole series was a sequel, then it's kind of hard to get around referencing that. But it's like this shit that hasn't even happened. I'm sure you can find ways to make your plot and character arcs work without referencing that so frequently. I understand that it's based off of like what George R.R. Martin wrote, so he must have written Aegon the Conqueror's vision being a pivotal part of this of the plot of House of the Dragon. But if the showrunners could just find ways to one thing I know is that fucking Daemon, him having all these visions and stuff about the stuff that happens down the line, that's not canon as far as I know. That doesn't happen. I might be wrong, but we've ordered the book, so we're going to be able to read that. But like just using that to be the using some shitty writing down the line to be the turning point of Daemon's entire character arc in the present is very, very frustrating because it's just like, no, let this shit work on its own merit. I don't know. I don't know. JWP says, House of the Dragon fights we did have were peak. It was amazing. Like, it was genuinely, genuinely awesome. Edge of our seats. Emotionally nerve-wracking. The way they do dragons in the show is phenomenal because it feels kind of like the way they're using... So you couldn't use dragons like this before in Game of Thrones because in Game of Thrones, only Daenerys had dragons, right? So the way dragons worked in Game of Thrones was basically... Everybody is on the ground, right? And dragons, they're these huge atomic weapons that fly in from the sky and kill you, right? House of the Dragon is different. It can work differently because both sides have dragons, but some sides have much bigger, scarier dragons than others. It depends on the situation, right? So suddenly you get this sort of, like, it's not just an A to B conflict, right? suddenly you can direct these scenes with almost a horror or suspense aspect to it, right? Because Game of Thrones, it's like once the dragon shows up, it's out there. It's burning everybody. It's done, right? With House of the Dragon, you have characters who are riding smaller dragons, flying around, bigger dragons, kind of this looming sort of shark almost. It feels almost like Jaws-esque in House of the Dragon, right? Because the larger dragon, Vhagar, for example, can swirl around, come out of nowhere, snap you up, weave in and out of mountains. You think you're above the clouds or whatever, and then just like a shark coming out of the ocean, it can come up and just eat you, right? Or two dragons are locked in a fight, and then this third dragon swooping in out of nowhere to change the whole thing. Or Rhaenys thinking she's gotten away at the very end, and then Vhagar swooping in right out from underneath her yet again, right? That shit, there's just such a different feel when both the characters that we're invested in, or all the characters in the scene that we're invested in, are on dragons. Because, yeah, like, some of it's just the direct combat that's really cool, but then the other part that's coming into it is just the stealthiness and the suspense and the sort of fear of just being eaten by a bigger dragon when you're on a dragon. I think that's really, really, really cool, and how they're doing that is phenomenal. Oh my god, Wrenchstarter 2000 says, Morj, no it wasn't. It wasn't. Aegon's prophecy was added by George, yes, but for the show only. It doesn't actually exist in the books. So George at least wanted it in the show, or like used it as a way to promote things in the show. But that's so disappointing, because that feels so unnecessary, and it's just a reminder of where everything went wrong. It actually really pissed me off the first time Viserys was talking about that, and I was like, this isn't exciting. Like, they should know. This is not exciting. This is not what we want to hear. And it just makes everything, like, we want to feel invested in this conflict and feel like this conflict is like the big ass, really epic conflict that we wanted Game of Thrones conflict to feel right. We want this to be that. It should exist as its own thing. That other stuff, it hasn't even happened. We don't even have to think about it, right? So then instead, by referencing that conflict multiple times, you're doing two things that fuck up the value of this own show, which is, one, you're diminishing everything that's happening right now by saying that all of this doesn't matter. This is just stuff that's a setup for something that's supposed to be bigger down the line. So it diminishes like the value. It diminishes its own value and its own stakes by implying that they don't matter, right? Then two, you're reminding us of the thing that we didn't want to see in the first place, the thing that we wanted to forget about, the thing that we just wanted to be, that we wanted this to actually erase. We want this show to erase that show in our minds. But instead, this show is kind of telling the viewer, hey, we're going to keep bringing that shit up, and we're going to keep reminding you that this stuff is actually less significant than that. I think that's a terrible decision by the writers, but anyway. 80 Straw Hat, thanks for the 2. Do a House of the Dragon stream. I don't know about that. Maybe if I read Fire and Blood, which I will be able to soon, maybe I'll feel like doing that. L, thanks for the 5. Blood Raven better look cool in the Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I don't know what that means. I don't know enough about that history and stuff, but I will be reading Fire and Blood soon, so maybe I'll get to know a bit more. All right, everybody. We're going to call it here. We've gone on long enough. We're going to call it here. This was a good stream. Glad we got to talk about some other shit towards the end. And yeah, we're going to call it here. We got a chapter coming out. Watch out for tomorrow's video, because a lot of things that you guys brought up about Elbaf, about Usopp, it's going to be talked about in tomorrow's video. Yeah, every Vhagar scene is peak. Yeah, just the way that they're using Vhagar, it feels very Jaws-esque. It feels like the other dragons are, like, basically little fish that might be devoured by, you know, this giant shark in the water, you know? All right, everybody, we're going to call it here, and yeah. Thanks for tuning in, and yeah, we'll talk about all this again. What do you call? Not talk about all this again. We're gonna wait for obviously once this arc ends, we're gonna talk about all this again, but it's gonna be some time. So God knows how long, but we will be revisiting this. So yeah, and yeah. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, and I will talk to you all later.